3, 2, 1. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another. Nah, don't tell me what to do. Shut your mouth. See, now I'm not starting again. This is part of it now. All right, good. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Disruption Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Noor.
It's Chief Osage in the building, baby.
It's your girl, Maweezy.
And it's the Prince.
That's us.
Welcome to episode 99.5.
Yes, sir.
Everybody's in the
like,
building. Nobody's not in the building.
Yeah, man.
There's been a lot of 0.5s.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
the whole
legit.
podcast is here live and direct,
Yes.
man. The
Yep.
original four.
Yep.
Since day one.
Oh, man. Fam, we really dragging out this
100th
episode.
episode.
Hey, before we even get to that, hey, introduce yourself properly.
Yeah. My name's Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. OG.
Ryan
follower.
is
For real.
OG follower, OG friend, OG lovely guy.
Just all around dope guy, bro. So
Just
it's good
phenomenal.
to have you on this, man. Coming in
Yeah.
clutch for us as we are struggling to be able to celebrate episode 100 properly, bro. So thank you for coming
Legit.
through,
Yes,
man.
thank you.
Yeah. But
Thank
here we
you,
are.
thank
Anyways,
you.
man. So what we saying, man? How's our weeks been in that?
It's good.
It was alright.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Much?
I mean, lockdowns are slowly, like, the restrictions are slowly easing. So I feel like more and more things are slowly happening. But it's still not, it's still definitely not the same.
Yeah.
And it's just not great. Like, yeah.
Where are we today? We're in what's that area, fam? Glen.
Okay.
Oh, okay. True. We're in Glen, an area. We're in Glen, yeah. Fam, it was like dead.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Really?
And
On a Sunday?
Normally I don't care. Yeah, dude, the timing. Yeah, okay, we're there like 11 a.m. Whatever.
You for lunch.
Weird guy.
But normally I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, oh, there's no, like, I don't notice that people aren't present or around somewhere. But I was like, it's actually like dead.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one here. Like, this feels so weird, man. Like,
Shopping
Yeah.
centers have died though. Like, a couple weeks ago with a friend, I'm going to the one close to my house,
Yeah.
like the major one.
this guy's smart with it.
Bro.
The one close to my house.
It's empty.
Yeah.
Like shops are boarded up. Like no one's
Boarded
there.
up. Whoa. It's not
No,
apocalypse.
no, literally. Like as in people have just
What,
left.
timber on the windows.
Timber on the windows. yeah. And then it just, you know, when like there's not even like this shop is coming soon. It's just like hashtag Westfield.
This guy said timber on the windows and a young tumbleweed blowing.
It was actually ghost town. And then you
Yeah.
go into the what's the big store? Is it David Jones?
David Jones, yeah, I
Maya.
guess.
Well, I don't know, whichever one's there. Maya, I think
One of
Maya's
them.
there. And it's like disgusting. You know, old churches, how they like the churches a lot of us grew up in, where they have like that moldy smell,
Yeah.
and like the carpet's like a little bit like there's coffee spills everywhere because there's
Like,
nothing
you can
in
breathe
this,
the asbestos,
bro.
bro.
Absolutely, flavor. Like because there's nothing in the building anymore. Like product wise, goods to sell. You can just see how empty it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the heck is
That's
happening?
one thing. Like, you don't realize how big a store is until everything's gone.
Yeah.
Like, until
Yeah,
everything's
yeah,
out of it,
yeah.
it's like, since when was this? Like,
Yeah, that's
much
true.
This
bigger?
big, yeah.
Yeah.
Loki, I'm trying to spend the night in the store one day.
I will do it.
Like, I don't know if that's an illegal thing to
It's kind of scary, but it's also kind of like whack because what do you do?
That's,
I don't know.
that's true because
Like, it sounds fun
It's
as an
so
idea.
exciting when you hear them like, okay, turn off the lights and blah, 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 and then it's like, okay, we got it, and then like an hour and you're like,
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
let me find these TikTok videos.
you got a whole decent 8 hours to be in this building right there.
Yeah.
Plus, then it's like you wake up and just you just stare at the first person and walk on.
No, man, you keep hitting until you climb out. I don't know, the kayak that you're hiding under or something like that. Climb out, boom. Now you're just a regular shop at 10 a.m. open. I don't know. No?
But then you realize the shops actually shut from the mall themselves.
Yeah,
like so it's like you still need to pee.
Yeah, exactly. That's
At
the
night.
thing.
Oh.
It sounds exciting,
Yeah.
but then when you're there, it's like, now what?
Oh,
Like, what do I
did
do?
not think this
Yeah.
far ahead, fam. Okay, do shops get rid of their toilets nowadays?
Shops don't have toilets.
Think back in the days, yeah.
It was common.
You be shopping with your mom, you know what I mean, getting young triangle underwear, yeah, or whatever. You know, you're getting the re-up.
Sandwiches.
No matter sandwiches.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The triangle.
Fam, I'm like, bro, what sandwich? What are you putting on your?
I've never heard anyone call it that.
Fam, you're in the shops, you know what I mean? You're with your mom, you're doing your shopping and all that. You need to go toilet. You're not even running out of the
was in the
Kmart
store.
or the way. I swear it was in the store. Man.
What?
Yeah. This is true.
Legit.
This is true.
What?
But
I don't
it
think so.
might
What?
be the standalone stores still have it. It's the mall ones that don't.
But I'm talking in the malls, even. I swear, like
Possible.
We,
I
wouldn't-
feel
would-
like this
we were
isn't-
never going out of shops to get to the like toilet most times.
I thought.
Well,
I don't think that was a toilet, bro.
Nah,
I think you were peeing in the
man.
fitting room.
Yeah, no.
never.
I feel like you always have to go
never
out.
had that.
Yeah.
Why does everyone yell at me when I go to the
Oh,
toilet?
now I'm trying to rethink. I'm like, maybe they could see that much pressure and stress on my face that they let me use like employee toilets or something like
They're
that.
new here. They're new here. Leave them alone.
Yeah, it was-
We used to travel to Europe in the summer. There, it's like they capitalize on everything. So you go use a toilet, it's like here 50 euro cents,
yeah, yeah.
70 euro
Pay.
cents. Whatever.
Same-
And, honestly, I don't mind it.
Nah.
But then it's like because I was like a kid, and it's like when my dad's gonna like make me hold it. No way. But it's like I feel like as a parent, I'll be like, oh, far out. Bro, there's only like 30 milliliters of pee there. Just
Let him. In America, I don't know how common it is everywhere, but when we're in New York, bro, we're doing our walks and all. Obviously, we didn't have a car. You don't drive around in New York. It's cold in bro. That was during peak winter as well, so there was like pretty much no Ubers around either. So we're just walking, missioning. Yeah, fam. We get to some of these like places we'll like stop over to eat or whatever. We're eating, we drink our stuff. We keep on with our walk. We keep going. My sister's busting now, man. We get to the like fast food place.
Childish.
Like, yo, can we use your toilet? Da, da, da. Like, yeah, you just need to buy something off the menu. You what?
I don't
We
like
ate,
that.
bro. We're good. We've already eaten at a previous, but we don't need anything right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, just something at least, and then just prove it with your receipt. You can, bro. What the heck is this chicken scanner? They need, bro. It's cooked, man.
So every time I want to pee in New York, I gotta bless a homeless person. Here's some small fries, bro.
Just hold that real quick, man.
That is one thing though that I reckon. I don't know if it's a pet peeve, but it is something that bugs me all the time. Whenever someone needs to pee all the time.
Yeah.
Because I've got a really strong bladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
No,
hold it.
It's
Strong.
honestly,
Strong.
it's because we're men. Girls, I don't
Okay,
know,
wait,
the
wait,
bladder,
wait,
the
wait,
bladder
wait.
is
Let's
this
confirm
big.
before you go.
Well,
When you're talking about, if you think back and you can think of people who have had weak bladders, has it been girls?
We're thinking of the same person right now. We're thinking of the same person.
got him all uncomfortable.
Look at this slide.
I don't want to get cancelled on my first 10 minutes. Someone's gonna like stop tuning in, bro.
Damn, Ryan. Oh man, wait,
Damn, Carlos.
Carlos, sorry, it's Carlos. What were you saying?
It's always girls. Like, and like, fair enough. I don't know how things work, and it makes sense when you have a baby.
Wait, maybe it's not girls to blame, but it's actually
Just
their
how the body
anatomy.
works. Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
just. Marwa, do you want to confirm or?
That
Bro, you pee all the time.
Yeah, I can't speak because I do pee all the time.
So
But
wait,
that's
do you
just
pee all the
me.
time?
Nah, bro, twice a day probably.
All
I
right,
don't know.
there you go.
I'll pee whenever I feel like it, but I don't feel like it that often.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're supposed to pee often, anyways, during the day.
It's
You're not
actually quite
supposed to
bad for
hold
you
it
if you
in.
hold it in, boys.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
guys
but
are
if you
doing it
have
wrong.
to, you can.
You can,
Whereas
yeah.
girls, people who just have small bladders, if they need to pee, they have to pee.
This is how it works for me. Is like, if I'm free and I feel like I might need to pee, I'll go.
Man said if I'm free.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing something or something's about to happen, it's not like, oh my gosh, and I can't do it until I've peed.
Yeah.
Whereas like I feel like a lot of people I don't know is like,
A lot of people.
I have to pee now. Like, I have to pee.
And especially if like you're walking around in group, let's say like you go for lunch, you start making a move to like the drink place. It's like, oh, sorry guys, can we just all wait? Like, I just need to go to the toilet. It's like, bruv, wait till we all get to the drink place.
Yeah, yeah.
You go.
Then
Like,
you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
no, they're like, nah,
Selfish.
I can't.
Everyone
I
wait.
That
can't.
conversation, bro.
My goodness.
You know what I feel like? No, go.
But I was gonna say that legit was in New York as well. I'm pretty sure most of the time we stopped because also my dad.
But you gotta blame it on the kid.
Holiday 1,000 times.
Oh, no.
It was bad. I'm telling you, every 30 minutes. What's going on, man? I was shook, bro. Oh man. Oh, man. That's right.
Have you traveled with your parents when you feel like one of them is going through like a midlife crisis?
I don't know.
What are the signs of midlife
I
crisis?
don't know, like easily irritated. Do your parents get easily irritated on trips?
Trips does bring it out more. Like,
Yeah.
I feel, trips can bring it out more. Anytime that, because I mean, other than that, you're pretty much all go. You're doing anything when you're rested or at home or whatever. On a trip, you're around each other and you realize, these pagans that I live with, bro. Little things I guess come out a bit more. Yeah. What do you say?
Bro, I've said this before. I got my ass kicked on a trip.
Is that the one with the-
Oh no, that was when I got like verbally assaulted, bro. Feel sorry for yourself, yeah, I won. But nah, it's interesting because my parents have a different dynamic when it comes to holidays. Like my mom loves the idea of like tours and they just drive us around places and show us things. My dad's like, we walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Like we will walk from this city to the next if need be, that kind of thing.
My goodness.
Yeah, but it's honestly, I enjoy that kind of traveling more. But it's just interesting to see like within 3 days is
Headbutts?
head clash.
Of heads.
Yeah.
Man. What would like put you guys off on a holiday? Like you go
Like,
with a
in
group of
general?
friends. Yeah.
I think if like there was like tension, because for
Yeah.
me, holiday, get rid of everything. Like even if like
Yeah,
something
yeah,
starts
yeah.
building up and you're getting annoyed, just
Wait till you're
Like,
back home and
just
it's
forget it. Like
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
that
yeah.
deep, and we've only got like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, like
Legit.
That's
not
true.
a long time to be able to
Exactly.
enjoy, and then people really hold on.
yeah.
Hold on.
and it just ruins everyone's vibes.
I think that's the thing. I think none of us have that like selfish-ish personality.
Make a new word
Yeah.
up, bro.
Yeah. That's like, no, I feel so much of a type of way about this person that I'm gonna ruin everyone's time.
Exactly. That's
You know, like that's childish.
I kind of realized I was thinking like
Imagine a breakup on a trip.
a breakup
Like,
on
a
a
group
trip.
of friends.
That'd be
And
very
sad.
exciting.
be so
Exciting for
fun.
who?
Be so much
For the
fun.
couple.
Just
Nah,
spice.
nah.
Yeah, it won't be exciting for the couple, but it'll be a very it'll add spice to the
Because
trip a
suddenly
little
it just becomes boys trip.
Yeah,
girls
that's
trip at the same time.
exactly. The only reason that the girls are coming along is because a couple of the men had the gals as well.
Yeah.
But now, even the ones, if there's other boys that have girlfriends on the trip as well and they're still together or partners or whatever, if they're still together, no, that's cool because they understand the girls like, oh, it's all good. Yeah, we'll look after her.
Then
Boys,
again,
we're on.
that could double the budget.
Ah.
Yeah. So I planned 10K for this trip. It's gonna have to be 20.
You saying because the we put,
Yeah, because now instead of getting one house, you got to get 2 houses. You got to get 2 cars.
That's
You got to
true.
get, you know, separate.
This guy's
days.
looking mad toxic and he's just thinking, no, it's
No,
still
yeah,
staying-
yeah, yeah. Let's figure it out, bro. You guys just don't spend time next to each other, and that's it.
Oh
It's
man,
fine. Just don't think about it, sweetheart.
If it works.
bro. I was thinking, I was like, I realized because I was like, when you said that, I'm like, I don't think I could ever be the person on the trip that is causing something
Yeah.
in terms of
Yeah.
like being. I was like, I realized during the week, I think I'm actually, I can be moody. Like sometimes, I think I actually low-key can be moody. Like you can, yeah, hey, chill. I've always thought that like I'm pretty much like straight all the time and like cool and calm with it, but I realized like no, because people can like pick it up. Like, what's up? Most times I am saying no, nothing, but I realize, yo, maybe there is actually like something I am thinking about, but I don't realize that I'm being moody about it and expressing it like that. I'm like, yo, this ain't normal, fam.
Yeah.
Like, what the not as a guy, but like normal as
For
like
you.
yeah, for me,
Yeah.
It's someone like as I'm like, yo, I actually think I sometimes do show off moodiness, not often at all. I'm not saying not off, but like on that time, and I can be probably worse than like
The girl.
yeah.
I feel like
It's hard to try and mask it, especially
Yeah.
if you're like in a group with people. Like you can't. It's hard to try and tell someone don't show it if you're
Yeah.
moody. Like if something pisses me off, everyone's gonna know I'm pissed off. Like,
You know what the struggle is as well? It's like, because if you're trying to be mature and like, okay, let me not ruin everyone's time, I'm just gonna go for a walk by myself.
yeah.
But the fact that you went for a
Now
walk
everyone
by
knows
yourself,
something's up.
it's like, you know, everyone's back there. I'm like, oh my gosh, is he not go for a walk by himself?
yeah,
What are you doing in the streets of Rye?
legit.
That's actually what I was thinking about. I think because this actually, when I was thinking about this, is when I went on my little skate adventure
Yeah.
alone. So I went alone. It wasn't even for any. I just because no one
I
was.
knew something was wrong when you sent a snap of just this like no caption, nothing, just like the ground, and then like reverse the camera. He's sitting on the board, and I was like, yeah, you just want attention.
It wasn't even that. I was just trying to show you all the vibes. Were like, yo, this is a beautiful day. But I realized, I went out because no one was like available. I guess sis was not home. She's normally the one I skate with and all that. I was like, all right, I'll just go out by myself, bro. Went out and it ended up being like an hour and a half that I was like just skating around
that's
areas.
definitely sad.
Yeah, talk about it.
But I sat down. I'm like, yo, people looking at me. There was a point where I was coasting like a nice stretch. Yeah, my hands were in my like my hoodie, and I was just on the board, like just looking at. I'm like, people think I'm probably going through it. Bro. Like, they're driving past and looking at me like,
Hey guys, be careful, he's gonna swerve.
bro. And then when I was like, oh, let me get a rest. But my legs were actually just tight, so I just sat down on the board in like a park, and there were like kids and their like parents playing and all that. like, yo, they probably really think like I'm proper going through it right now, man. And in my mind, I'm having the greatest time, bro. So it's like, in that holiday context too.
Yeah.
People probably think, this guy's just off it or something like that. Right? Dang,
I think one thing I don't think I'd enjoy. Surprisingly, I've never traveled overseas with a group of friends, but I don't think I'd enjoy it like a large group at all.
Yeah.
Like beyond 6 people, 8 people in total, I'd be like, "Eesh, don't." Especially if it's an international trip.
Yeah, I've heard bad things about it. Just like it's not like
just too many
terrible.
opinions.
It's just exactly, and it's like I want to go there,
Yeah.
but it's like so then it ends up being like a smaller group anyway. So it's like but then it's worse because you're 2 small groups and a big group, so you end up having to come back together, and it's just like it makes it bigger.
It's too much. Yeah.
unless you all just do like, let's do our own thing and we'll just have dinner together or something instead.
But then why are we traveling all together?
Yeah,
We're only
exactly.
gonna have
We all
dinner.
want to go
What's the point?
Save money on the house.
save money. Literally.
Traveling and doing whatever I want is literally the only reason that, not the only, but like one of the major reasons why I'd want to be married.
Yes,
Like just because it's like I actually don't want to travel with all these people in
Yeah.
general. You know what I mean? Like some trips, it's like because let's say big group, you're close to 2 people, like closer than the rest, and then it's like the rest is like okay, no,
Yeah,
we're friends, but
imagine
like,
the person that's like not, you know what I mean? Like everyone else has the 2 that they're close to.
and then no
And
one
they don't
has
have
to.
the mutual closeness is not there. Long day.
which sucks, right? But then it's like if it's just you and your partner, it's like beautiful.
yeah.
Do whatever we want.
Of course.
With the like, okay, because this is just interesting thing about now going on like group, like even just being in group settings here. What do you guys think your biggest people skill is, or like your best, strongest?
Compromise.
Compromise. Okay, in what way?
I don't know if this is what you get like looking for, but
I
I
know
am
you threw the word out.
I'm very flexible.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
whatever you guys want to do, I'll do it.
Down,
Like
yeah.
Drugs.
huh?
That's what I'm saying. You break it down proper how you want to say it.
Let me say that he just takes out a little bank card.
You make it there. Break it down. Break it down.
Yeah, but like, actually, in saying that, okay, let's say like this: if all my friends want to do drugs, I'm not gonna make them like
Stop.
Yeah, like all right, like if 90% of you want to do drugs, I will sit here and eat my chips.
Yeah.
You guys do your
What
drugs.
you-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the guy to like, like no, I want to go to Disney World instead. Right? Yeah, So like,
Yeah.
but
I was like, bro, I got Disney World right here. Oh man, okay, I bet. So flexibility.
yeah, like
essentially.
I'm not strict on what I want to do. If they like say put something on the itinerary, I'll put something in, but I'm not gonna be like, nah. If we don't go there, then this trip is.
That's a pretty good skill to have because it's like if we're going on a trip and some of us want to do like water activities and you have 2 people who are like, we don't want to go to the water, like we just want to sit by the beach. Like no,
That's this
let's
guy,
all
right?
like actual water activities. Like you wouldn't want to do that.
I would love to.
Okay,
Just like if
you
the
ain't
whole
coming on
park was
that
empty.
Nah, like enjoy.
Yeah.
Like come do the whatever you do on water.
Jet ski?
Jet skis.
Oh,
and
yeah,
all of,
absolutely.
all of those
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay,
those
bet.
type of activities. That's good. I like that. I think I'm like that too. When I go with your family, I'm always down for anything.
freak.
I think it's also because
Traveling
I
with a
haven't
family
traveled.
is different in that like
You kind of have to just do
yeah,
it.
like,
What are you gonna do? Tell
your
your
That's
parents
true, I
no.
can't,
exactly,
yeah.
like because you gotta be showing like, look, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be such a good wife, you know what I mean? Or like I'm gonna be such a good husband, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Imagine
So it's
you
like-
being the person to cause the problems in the
Yeah.
family.
Yeah,
Actually,
that wouldn't
didn't you
be
have
good.
a fisticuffs with his sister?
Whoa.
That was
I'm trying to think. Hold on.
that was
youngest.
a different thing.
Was that on a holiday? Or was that just on a regular at home?
It was just one time. I just
Never mind.
push, and then it was like, oh, just yeah, yeah. But nah. What was I even saying?
Compromise.
Yeah, like I feel like because I haven't traveled much, like I haven't traveled at all. I've only traveled back home twice, but I haven't done like the adventurous type of travel. So whenever I go, I feel like I'm the one who's overly excited to do everything. So I'm always like, yes, let's do it. I think that's probably my thing. Like I can bring the excitement.
I do.
That is
I
a
like
good
that.
thing though. Someone who's excited about
excited.
everything
Yes.
is the
Yeah.
best on the trip.
On a trip, it's so
Yeah.
needed.
Yeah.
So needed.
Because
For sure.
whenever they're like a Debbie Downer on the trip, it's just
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, you ruin the vibe.
I'm down to just not sleep much on a trip. You know what I mean? Like, let's just do everything and not sleep.
till the late AMs.
This is why you need I think we were talking about this recently. Like, you need a little holiday destination after your destination.
Oh my days! I
Oh, what
can't
do you?
wait.
When things open up, we're going to Japan. Like, you're coming.
Okay.
So,
Calls
to the core.
I think.
No, so because we were talking about this, right? Oh,
do I have to pull it?
It was too late. You've definitely dragged it now. Okay. It's definitely dragged now.
That's
dragged.
God's work.
Well,
So we were saying like,
Oh, that was
we
a
want to go
perfect
Japan,
setup.
right?
Listen
And
to
it's
this.
like we get there. So you go there, right? And you're like, how many days do you need in Japan? Probably 8 to 10, right? Beautiful. 8 to 10 days. You take a 12-day trip, right? Or 13-day trip. 14. 2 weeks. It's beautiful. Why would I even say 13?
Yeah,
Ew.
I don't know what.
Ew. All right. But then it's like, so you get there, go straight to Japan, kill it, do every activity. Blah, blah, blah. On your way back, stop in Malaysia, right? And just, because after the trip, you need to relax before you start life again.
That's
Right?
true. That's
And
true.
so-
It's
but you
better
go
to
to
relax.
You go to a
on
place
holiday,
like
you know.
Malaysia where it's like, there's some things to do, but it's not like endless entertainment and all this kind of stuff. It's just mostly sleep and food and, you know, everything's treat yourself.
Yep.
And then you come back.
Yeah, that is definitely good. It's
Yeah.
like I went on one trip. I genuinely can't remember where, but I remember we did ascend it for like the first 3 quarters, and the last quarter was just a chill time.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And
Love
it was actually the best holiday because
so
every
nice.
other holiday you just keep
Go,
going,
go, go.
you
Yeah.
get home, and then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we've got to restart
Yeah.
Yeah.
my life, and I'm not even recovered.
Yeah, isn't that what
Exactly.
you do? You just,
Yeah.
if you're at one place, you just do that. And then the last 3 days, we're just relaxing. The last 2 days.
So
Just
I
kind
love
of
it so
calm
much.
down. Yeah.
I'm literally now just feeling so relaxed.
Like, honestly, whenever things open up and they're like, okay, we've got a bubble with Japan, I'm running away. So just let's have maybe 7K spare each.
7 or 70?
7.
7 light
thought you said
work.
70.
Let's get this crack.
Like, this has to happen.
Oh man, nah, yeah.
Well, what do you think's your social?
Holiday vibes or in
No,
general?
no, you were saying like your strength socially or
In
something.
general or
Yeah.
holidays? You asking?
Holiday.
Holidays.
Oh, I was saying general. But I don't know.
Holiday specifically, I feel like I'm on same with y'all. Like that on a trip for the most part, I'm down. Like to let's go to that place that looks a bit sketch a little bit. Like I'm hearing it's good. It does look sketch. You possibly could die, but let's go like check it out. Like I'm like this is an experience that we're gonna miss out on if we don't do this. And when are we gonna be here again? So
Yeah.
I like those kind of things and any activities, thrill rides and all that as well. Give it to me, fam. Because if it's my time, it's my time, bro. Who am I to stop God's work, bro? Like, let me enjoy this right now. Let me enjoy this right now, bro. Enjoy it. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
know when
this
you're
is-
not actually listening and I'm just nodding everything and then I heard when it's
But
my
you
time,
hear
it's my time.
like I said, when did we get to this part of the sermon, bro?
If you walk out today and a bus hits you, are you ready to meet your maker?
Oh, gosh.
I said, nah, but like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm down for like those kind of like crazy things.
How
like that.
extreme? Like extreme?
Not skydiving level.
I was gonna
extreme.
say, I'm like,
Not
so we're going skydiving on the next trip, and you
Nah,
coming?
I'm not ready for skydiving just
you-
yet.
oh, okay.
That I'm not ready for, fam.
Well, that just takes away everything you just said in the last
Only
5
sky,
minutes.
like that's the
Bungee
only
jumping?
one. Bungee jumping, I'll
Okay,
send.
I hate bungee
Isn't that
jumping
worse?
more than skydiving because how does the mechanics work for it?
That rope,
just elastic.
whatever
No,
it
but
is.
think about it. Like it's connected to your ankles.
Like how are you not?
should you not
whiplash?
snap off on your ankles?
Yeah.
Wait, is it?
Isn't it?
I feel like it should be more high tech now. Like, shouldn't it be a harness on like your?
I think it is a harness
Like-
around here, and then it's like
The guy's saying even still, how are you not?
I don't know.
Yeah. Like
It is a bit like whiplash.
Yeah.
have you guys seen the video of the girl who like hits the bottom of the lake
Huh?
and like hits a rock and like smack the face and
Ooh.
everything?
What the heck, bro? Why you? Why, how?
It's a
Why?
bit scary.
TikTok.
Of course.
What rabbit hole did this?
It was actually Reddit. The Reddit is just rabbit
Yeah,
holes,
no,
man.
man.
I feel like I trust skydiving more.
Me too.
There's
I
a-
don't do it either.
There's a trained professional doing it for
Yeah,
me
yeah.
instead of me hanging on a rope.
Yeah.
yeah.
But then again, I'd
That
do
is
both. Like
You
if someone
just
just like if I was like in a group and everyone's gonna do it, I'd do it.
I would honestly do drugs before I do either of those. Like hardcore drugs.
Whoa.
I would actually feel safer doing that. Like legitimate.
Why?
I honestly would.
But there's laws for a reason. Like hardcore drugs are illegal for a reason.
Yeah, but like it's like actually overdosing off the first go, I reckon is rarer than dying.
From skydiving trip.
Yeah.
But then you get addicted, and then you're
Yeah,
so
but-
dying over time.
He didn't go skydiving.
But everyone that goes skydiving once ends up going for the rest of their lives. So
No, it's one and
Who's
done.
the real addict now? Oh snap, man! Nah, you crazy, bro. Yeah, nah.
I actually think I would.
All right, so you can
We
save
should.
yourself. No, shut up.
Oh, wait. No. We should have some sort of competition, and whoever loses has to either go skydiving or do the hard drugs.
What? Wait, what? What?
Oh, and then we'll see if people are really
You see
capping.
Lecrae and Andy's thing?
Yeah, with the
yeah.
chili and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah. What's your thing? What's your food school, bro?
Like in terms of a holiday, I think I'm good at planning, but I'm all like, so I'll
Oh yeah, I
plan
can't do
most of
that.
it, but I'll also like, it doesn't have, like if I, because I'm the type where I'll go, okay, this time, but if it doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen. Like, so I'm not like, oh no, you have to because I do this.
Yeah.
The other thing I think is on a practical level, I love to just be the one that cooks, does all the cooking. And so I don't mind if everyone's outside having fun. I'll like let me control the kitchen, but I hate when everyone starts controlling the
Yeah,
kitchen.
coming in, bro. I'm a G with the shopping for holidays.
Yeah.
I'm a G with getting like let's
Groceries?
Groceries, yeah. Holiday groceries. I don't know. I'm different.
It's phenomenal.
House here, like when my parents went away, they go all the damn time, bro. When they went away one of the times, yeah, they left the card or whatever. Like yo, buy groceries. Man, I spent-
That's why you're good at it.
Mad
no. Here I was cooked.
Bro, I don't know how to behave. I
don't know what
me and his brother-in-law.
Yes, we do need those
Yeah.
right there.
All right, you guys remember when we went like 17 of us or something?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
started
yeah.
2020.
That was a
Yeah.
long time ago.
Yeah.
Me and his brother-in-law go to get the food from Costco. Yeah, we had like 17 of us, 3 days. 4
This is the barbecue.
4 kilos of bacon for breakfast. I think we all touched half a kilo by the end of it. And we were just like, what do we do?
Wow.
Everyone on the last day, bro. When I'm here, like regular shop, yeah, I can't. But like, man, yeah, when my parents went there, I swear it was almost $1,000. I think it was only 2 weeks that they went away for. Bro.
Yeah, you
But I thought everything was essential.
Yeah.
My dad saw the notification come out on the trip. He's like, what? He said, y'all having too much fun, bro. What's going on? I said, yeah, my bad, bro. But on holidays, I'm patterned, bro. I know I can handle
His
it.
dad's like, why do I nappies? No one's using the toilets. We need to eat.
Oh, jeez, bro. Yeah, no.
We can go to Japan. I've heard
Yes.
enough.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
happy with
going to do
this.
Japan. This is going to be good.
But Malaysia's not going to be open yet.
It will be. If Japan's open, Malaysia's open.
Who told you, bro?
I spoke to Foreign Minister Jenny
this
McCarthy.
rules.
So is
what's
this an
up?
open invite or?
Nah, shut up.
Crazy.
No, you got to do one with the girls.
I'm gonna plan my own trip.
Yeah, no, you got to do one with the girls. I reckon it'd be beautiful if you guys
What a
go
nice way
like,
to turn
I know.
someone
Look
down.
at this guy. He's like really convincing you as well.
Let me tell you why you're not
No, you will
invited.
be fine.
I'll tell you
It's
where
really
to go
good.
as well. I'll tell you where to go. You should go like what's it? Like go Burma.
As far away as
Burma.
possible.
What are we gonna do?
What's
then?
in Burma?
What
No,
are we gonna
no
do
hate
there?
to the Burmese.
Exactly,
and that.
nothing.
Yeah, you're trying to be safe now.
What are we doing there?
I don't know. Just have fun. Just knock yourself out.
No worries. It's alright. You guys have fun in Japan.
Yeah, no, sorry. We want to have a boys trip.
That's fine. I'm happy with that. Go be boys and do what boys do.
Ow.
Not like that.
Oh man, I actually I wrote this down, yeah, because I was genuinely thinking about this, right? And I know everyone probably has different. Now that I've prefaced it in that way, now that I said I'm genuinely thinking about it, now it sounds mad spicy. Oh gosh. So I know everyone has different opinions in this, yeah. But I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about this topic here, and I was like, yo, these people, some of these things I don't actually necessarily agree with, right? So the question is, yeah, what do you guys consider flirting when in a relationship? Yeah? Or non-relational behaviors. Well, let me keep going, yeah.
Okay.
Actually no, I'll leave this part after. But yeah, let me just hear what your thoughts
Wait, so
are.
you're saying non-relational activities when you're in a
Not
relationship?
non-relational activities, because but like as in it's a normal thing, but because you're in a relationship,
You can't do.
this is not cool, you know? Yeah.
We
Because I
have
was-
said at some point, like we were talking between us, and we were like, every interaction between opposite, well, at least in our case for opposite genders, feels like some level of flirting, right? Like
I remember this comment. Yeah,
I was like, you're not gonna throw me under the bus here, right?
I remember this comment. Don't worry.
It's like it's not, but it's just
Like no matter what you do, you breathed in her direction.
exactly.
But like normal things, but because you're in a relationship, like this is potentially fair. Because I think in the podcast I was listening to, they're talking about how like guys would comment under this girl's post, and the girl would reply with like love hearts and that back. Oh, thank you, da da. And the guy was like, "What the heck, bro? Why's she moving mad?" Like,
Yeah.
And I was like, it's probably not that deep. But in your case, like, what you're considering is
Wait, so he's in a relationship with a girl?
he's in a relationship with the girl.
He
and
comments on another girl's photo.
No, that's not. I'm
oh,
saying
no.
other guys. Sorry, were commenting
on her.
But she's replying back. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
That is
Love heart,
annoying.
all
I
of
would
them
find that
ones.
annoying.
Yeah.
Like it's actually not that necessary.
I just find annoying like it's weird that other guys are commenting on it.
Yeah.
Usually that's a girl
yes.
thing.
There's
I
no rules
agree.
in the
Yeah,
game.
no, because the girls comment and be like blah blah. They hype them up, whatever.
Yeah.
Put the
But
gorilla
guys-
emojis under each other's photos.
Yeah.
Cute as this.
If guys
get
are
like you,
commenting, if guys are commenting on girls' posts,
Yeah.
that's not the same. So
I'd never. I agree. There's never like pure intention with it.
Yeah.
With
They're
guys or-
yes, with a guy commenting on a girl's post. Like unless it's a funny comment.
Damn, your nose looking crazy here. What?
What if it's just a friend? Like he's a guy friend.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
just hyping me up. You know. Like,
No.
you look good. Like, is there a way to do it that doesn't seem like you're trying to hit on me or, you know?
I think it's all perspectives as well. Because to be honest, I was just thinking and I just realized that actually commented on something and definitely did not have the intention. Actually, and now I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, that's
The
why
guy
I
started this whole trade. He's like, I gotta hop off now.
It's because this
You're
is
gonna be
why-
right to get to the destination.
This is why I'm saying perspective, because if I'm taking the perspective of someone's commenting on my girl's post, I'm seeing it differently, but it's different perspective if I'm
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't do it that often.
But then the issue of your girl replying with the hearts, I do get why it's annoying.
yes,
But that's also because like for me, it's like the red heart means love.
Yes.
But then the blue heart means friendship love. Because like
be-
that's why you'll see whenever I reply to comments or whatever, if they're saying something nice, I'll reply with a blue heart.
to be honest, any other color heart is fine.
Yeah.
Red heart is something
It's
different.
not red.
Yeah, or the
that.
the pink ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Those
gonna
ones
say
are
about
a
the
bit
double
different.
pinks, bro. The
Yeah,
double
yeah,
pinks are a bit spicy
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like that one just leave it to the girls. The pink
Oh
hearts.
yeah, well guys don't use that.
Yeah. I just want to know who uses the brown heart.
Brown people.
Why are you not letting us use the brown heart, bro?
What?
Yeah.
It looks nice, but it's not like it's just a strange color to have. Like
It
they,
is.
They
It
thought of
doesn't-
all the colors and they
Yeah,
went brown.
It doesn't correlate with
Yeah,
the
I've
love
never used
heart
it
very
before.
well.
It's not a love heart kind of color.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I don't think I've ever
It's
used
poo-poo,
that.
caca.
Ah, come on, bro. Damn, man. My heart, bro. What other thing that? If we're talking about this flirting situation, what things? Like, what for you guys do you classify as like this is actually? Because when we were talking about it, I realized, fam, there's nothing you can do that is almost not flirting.
Yeah, it's quite difficult.
Because the source just can't like automatically.
But it's also because you don't realize it. Because it is like you said, like it is a normal thing outside of a relationship.
Yeah.
But as soon as you're in a relationship, it goes back to perspective. See, I was onto something. The perspective of the boyfriend is now different because, wait, no, you're the boyfriend. The perspective of the person in the relationship is
Yeah.
different now because you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And so you can't really get out of it because it's like, how else do you interact?
With humans.
Yeah, I'm not saying like when you're intentionally going out and flirting and it's really overtly flirty. Well, that's a different story. But I'm talking like normal things. Like, like just talking normal. Like that can be seen as flirty, but it's has no intention. You're just doing the normal thing. But I definitely do agree that low key everything with the opposite gender does end up being
Sometimes. flirty.
Yeah, a bit.
Okay, have you ever done it with intention?
In a relationship.
Yeah.
I could refuse. I
plead the fifth. Have you
Done what?
like intentionally flirted with someone else in a relationship?
Um,
Like while you or them are in a relationship? terrible human. Wow, look at everyone. Look at everyone refusing to say yes.
Everyone's so quiet now.
No.
It's cooked, bro, because the game and the sauce is the sauce.
That's
and the
the
game
thing.
and with the sauce.
Yeah.
It also it's also like the duration of time that you interact with. It may start very innocent,
Yeah.
but if they keep going,
Yeah.
it's just gonna slip out. Like, I'm sorry, but I have nothing else to
It's
say.
gonna
Can't help it.
I have nothing else to say right now. But for all my normal material has left the building right now. Man.
Yeah.
Because you know what this reminded me of actually? This isn't flirting per se, but what I kind of relate it all back to with the whole flirting thing is like testing your game, still, or not testing your game, but knowing if you're still saucy. Like, are you cool?
Work out the muscle.
Are you? I guess, but because I was thinking about the whole Aisha situation, ages ago, Aisha Curry, Steph's wife, and how I forgot what she said.
Like she wants to feel desired.
Something like that, but what was the
Like
relation?
I want other men to say like you look good.
Yeah. And then like, I was wondering if like guys also want to have a sense sometimes while they're in a relationship of like, if I wanted to, I could and I would, but I won't. You know what I'm saying?
Because I love you.
Do you guys want not us? Yeah, we're not speaking for us. But do you think that is a common thing that people sometimes still want? Because everyone wants to feel desired in life.
Yeah.
Do you think that even in relationships that people want to have the mentality or the knowledge of like, I'm not going to, but if I wanted to, I could. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was
Like just for their ego's sake.
just for
right?
for I
so.
guess ego's sake.
So it would feel like not nice to be like, okay, this one person likes me and no one else
No
in
one
the world
else.
would ever like me if they did.
No one else is checking for you ever.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because
That'd
I'm
be
like,
pretty.
when I'm thinking about them, like, is that why so many people are like the relationships are like falling apart and stuff like that in our generation?
they're always
at least.
trying to-
in our generation at least more so, because like no one is anyone actually ready for that reality of like
The one,
just this one
It's just this
person.
one, yeah.
Just this one person, bro.
It's a lot of
because
contentment.
especially the fact that we're living in a world where you get attention from everyone. You put up
Yeah.
a story, you're gonna get 3, 4, 5 people message you, and you're like, cool, interaction. Da da da. People are tuning into my life or interested in things I have to say, and like to now put it into a relationship context of like this, only this one person you get this attention / affection from. Maybe people aren't ready for that.
That's why you do have to end up with your best friend.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
For sure.
because like you're always getting that attention from your best friend.
Yeah. You have to be. Because if they're not giving it to you, then you're going to want to seek it from somewhere else, you know? Then you're going to be like, oh, he's not making me feel like I'm the top, you know, the top-ish. So someone else is, you're going to go seek someone else to try and give it to you. But yeah, your partner has to definitely always hype you up. You know, they have to.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, whoa!
No,
She's doing golf fingers at me.
When was the last time you left comments?
On Miles' pic. When was the last time I posted a
That's a
picture?
very good point.
What'd you say?
Very good. I said when was the last time he left comments on your picture?
You actually don't.
Yeah, fuck.
Like,
I'll leave a comment
you
right
never
now.
Do. You always just like it and that's it.
Ew. What a terrible man. That's
But then it's interesting because
I was with you when you posted it. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, but everyone needs to know that you like her.
I think it's also like nice when you know when you're in a relationship and someone you know like slides at the DM and like, they send you the eyes. No, and then you shut them down and you're like, oh sorry, I got a man's bro.
You remember when everyone said Aisha's ungrateful and all this stuff? You're stepping this situation.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, I was like, yo, we can't even blame her in that. Because when I looked at it, I'm like, everyone is almost like this, to be honest, man. We
Yeah,
do
yeah.
have that in us of like, we do want that attention in some kind of way.
Sure.
And to think, just this one person, some people, that you're not actually ready to like have
tough.
that reality. Yeah. It's madness, bro.
But I think in her case, because Steph Curry has like women throwing themselves at him all the time, you know, because they do, don't they? He's a professional basketball player. He's famous. I'm pretty sure women are always commenting like in his DMs, commenting on his photos, on his posts.
As
when
they
he's
should
out.
be.
Why?
Wardell.
He's a married man.
It's
That's the one
Wardell
thing I-
Curry, bro.
That's the one thing I don't get. Like everyone knows he's married. Just back
Kidding.
off.
Yeah,
but
it's disgusting.
people are just too much. But yeah, people are constantly throwing themselves at them. So for her, it's just like, okay, I just want at least one person to do the same to me. But I'm sure she was getting a lot of, love.
But you know what he should have done? He should have just made like burner accounts and start messaging her.
Or messaging her.
Oh god.
So what are the guys saying to you?
doing the most for the gal, bro.
Oh, man.
Anyways, man. Hey, bro, let's talk about you, though.
Yeah.
What's up with you, man?
What is up with me?
You've been rocking with us for time. First of all, I think we've already said it on the YouTube.
The Zoom one?
Yeah, the Zoom, like, about the soap
98.
hoodies and all that.
Yes.
Shout out again. If y'all ever see us rocking that hoodie,
The soap hoodies.
Yeah, boy.
do you even wear your own hoodie, man?
I do. I wear it a
does,
lot.
yeah.
And I got two. So I do wear it a
Oh,
lot.
you got two, huh?
Yeah. You guys didn't cop two? Whoa.
Wow.
Unsupportive.
Far out.
Nah, yeah. So I guess a bit of background for that is I do make music, and I don't know. I've been playing around with music production and stuff about 3 years ago, and just started like I play a few instruments, and so then ever since I was young, like early teenager and stuff, I just like wrote songs just at my keyboard and like just at night by myself and stuff. And they're pretty trash, but like I was writing and I was like writing it down and everything. I recorded the melodies on voice memos. And then eventually, like after I like got into music production and stuff and got into recording, I started to refine it, I guess, and like make it my own. And yeah, so I started releasing music, my own music, and yeah, it's fun. It's good.
Self-produced and all of that as well. Huh?
Yeah.
That's wild, bro.
Obviously we had artists on here and stuff, right? But we don't know them like that. But then it's like, so we always ask them, like, you know, is it nerve-wracking dropping, you know, something and people are gonna, you know, critique it and whatnot? I guess because we've actually known you for years and then you start dropping stuff, is it like nerve-wracking because we are the friends in that situation?
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's a
Yeah.
slightly different angle. Like,
It's definitely different, and I think like dropping original music is very different to performing or playing covers or like recording for people or like being on stage for worship. Is very different because these songs are like you wrote it in your bedroom, you're being vulnerable, you're talking about your life, your experiences, the lowest of the lows, the things that are kind of hidden, and then you kind of make it into a poetic thing. And then you release it to the world, and it's like, even though I know some of these people for a long time, it's like, they might not know
They wouldn't
this
know,
stuff,
yeah, that-
you know? And it's like, as soon as you release it, are you good, bro?
We're good now.
can my guy get his story off?
Yeah, so when I released Soap, that was the first EP of original music. And I remember the moment it hit 12 a.m. and it released, I was stressed. Like, it was stressed like I've never felt before. Because I don't get stressed. Like, everything, I'm pretty chill. But this moment, I was stressed. And I was like, whoa, like, all the things I wrote in my bedroom is now to the world.
Yeah.
And
Everyone's
like,
listening.
you check the Spotify artist page and it shows you where people have been listening to. It's like Germany, Japan, Indonesia, Singapore. It's like,
Crazy.
whoa, my bedroom
It's
just
traveling.
expanded.
Yeah.
It's like it's a weird feeling, but definitely like overcoming that it was a pretty hard thing, to be honest. Like getting over like that fear of being like judged and just like
Exposed.
yeah, because even if people don't judge me, like I know my friends aren't going to judge me, but it's like now they know a whole different part of
Yeah.
me. Oh, no, definitely judge me. But yeah, and it's also because it's like it's my own work.
Yeah.
Like self-produce it and write it, play the instruments and stuff. So it's like I can't even like handball the blame to someone's like it's like if someone's like, oh, I didn't really like the beat of it, but the music,
hi-hats,
but
bro.
yeah, exactly.
They
It's
went
like
for me.
actually I did that. And it's like if they're like, oh, I like the lyrics, but I don't like the music. It's like, oh, well, that is me and me. So you're like
Yeah.
Yeah.
complimenting me, but also judging me. It's like, you know, so it's very like it exposes me a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Has anyone been like, because this is something that I was saying to Daniel, we were talking about like people that are dropping music and stuff, and like I think I'm the type where I'm like, I'll actually be honest and be like, I don't like this stuff that you're dropping or whatever, right? With your case, it's like, I know the stuff that I do like and I've told you. But it's like, do you want that feedback where it's like,
I do because I am like I'm a very easy guy and I don't put a lot of pressure on my music.
Yeah.
Like I'm not music for me is a big passion, but it is a big hobby. Like I am not striving for it to be my career.
Yeah.
Right.
And if it happens, then I'll take it because it's my passion. But I'm not striving like making the step-by-step guide to becoming successful in it. Because either way, I enjoy music.
That's
so if
true.
I don't make it,
Yeah.
I enjoy music. And I'm
Enjoy
still
it
going to
still.
release music because
Yeah.
I like making music. I'm not going to make it because like I need money. You know, I'm not going to be like, far out, I need to drop a song so I can pay the bills next
Even
week.
aside from the money, it's one of those where it's like, if I'm not doing music as a career, then I don't want anything else. It's like, no, I'm happy to be doing other things.
'Cause it's
But
not
if
my
I can
identity.
still-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can still make my music,
Yeah.
produce my music.
Yeah.
That's all I really want. That's that's a different angle to it. Yeah.
And I think that's why like I'm okay with feedback, because if you hate the hi-hats of it, it's not like it's like, oh, far out, I just lost a customer, you know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
if you're thinking of career, you got to treat it like your business,
Yeah,
and your
of
music
course.
is your product. And if soon as it's just like any other business, as soon as someone's negatively commenting on your products, that's a hit to your business. Whereas mine is not a business, it's a hobby. And so if someone's like let's take like basketball for example. Someone's like, "Oh, that move that you did was not good. Do something else." It's like I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, far out." Like now my whole career, like I need to like work on this thing. It's just like, all right, cool. I'll just It's not that deep. It's my you know. But yeah, I was talking to Noor like a few days ago about like building something for yourself, and I think that is definitely something for me. Like music for me is what I build for myself, and we were saying like it's very important for everyone. I think to have something that you're building for yourself. You can't just be going on in life and not building anything for yourself. Whether it be that job is you building for yourself and that is your where you want to be, or it's something on the side. And for me, it's like if I'm going in my career of what I'm doing at the moment, I'm still building something for myself, which is on the side, which is music. And so that's why if I make it or not, I'm still building it for myself.
Yeah.
I guess I want to ask, like, when we say building for ourselves, what do we like? What's the importance of that? And let me try to see if I can make a bit more sense. So, like, when I'm asking that, like, what is that purpose from like building something for yourself? So, if a career is not enough or whatever, or that someone's doing, what is that building something for yourself attributing to them? Is it like always stems from a passion or a sense of security, or like, what do we mean?
I think it's a lot to do with passion and something to do with ownership. Like you imagine living a life where you don't own anything.
Wow.
Nothing's under you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
let's say you're living with your parents. You don't own any of that, the house and all that. You're like you can't live like that forever. And it's the same thing with this. It's like how are you going to keep moving on in life without owning anything? It's like you have nothing to say. Imagine this, like you get to your grave. This is very morbid, but you get to your grave and it's like, what did
You build.
you build? And it's like, well, he had a job that he hated.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like you had nothing that you could call your own. And it's like, even if it's a family.
Or that people know you by.
Yeah. It's like, if you get to your grave and you're like, well, what I'm building up is my family and I wanted to do this everything for my family and I've raised my kids as best as I can, and that means that you don't give up on them. You do the best you can. You go above and beyond, maybe even more above than good parents, you know, because that is the thing that you're building. That's your sole focus. So I think it's something got to do with ownership.
That's kind of true, yo. Like, I think, I've probably said on podcasts before, even in conversation, like the one thing I know we can all do as humans is create. And like, that's the one thing that's why we're probably still sustaining. That's why life continues on. The one thing we continue to do is create. And it's like everyone has that in them to create in some form, like to create something in some
Jerry
kind of way.
Lorenzo
Huh?
talk.
Yeah, I love this. That's
Guy's
my
favorite
favorite
thing.
conversation.
Yeah.
My favorite
I
conversation.
love it too. It does make sense.
But yeah, the one thing that I know we can all do is like, we can all create something like with what's around or what's already been done before and stuff like that. So to choose to opt out of that is to remove yourself from the singular thing that we can actually all do in whatever lane or field as human beings on this earth. To like choose to not try to create anything in some kind. It's actually to imagine the one thing you create is like problems and strife, even like what kind of life was that as well? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a creator, but I'm a creator in a different sense, you know. But if you're even doing it in that sense, like that wasn't also a fulfilled life. So I do like that. Yeah, like
Do you
build
think
something.
though, like in this current society or even just in our age group or whatever, we have the opportunity to create things? I feel like there's, I don't know if it's, I don't know what it is, but I feel like a lot of people don't have the option to be able to create, or there isn't a safe space to be able to create something for themselves.
What
I
are you
could be
thinking?
wrong
Because are you kind of
in
solely
saying
thinking
that.
content creation now a little bit when you say it?
Not
Because you got to expand the
necessarily.
mindset in terms of create as well. You know? what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, no. Like I'm talking content creation, business, music, like whatever it is, there's a whole range. But I feel like people are being limited and being put in a box where it's like the common things that you think about when you think about creating is like content creation and a business. Like those are the two things people go to, when you think about it. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of people aren't, or am I just not looking in the right places?
I think it's a lot of people want to follow trends, right? And that's not, I reckon that's every generation ever, right? But you kind of have to go, okay, what do I like? What am I good at? What makes me happy? And so just find your own thing that you're like, okay, now I can create in this. And so I'm sure there is a 20-year-old right now who's gearing up to become his own self-employed plumber. You know what I mean? And create a whole business out of that. There's this young guy in Melbourne, Oscar Ledlin. I'd love to get him on the podcast one day.
Is that the real estate?
Owns a massive development company,
Oh,
right?
development, yeah.
And it's like, dude, he's living, the flash. I wouldn't say flashy lifestyle, but he can clearly is doing amazing financially.
Yeah.
But it's because he just decided to pursue the building, industry or whatever, right? And it's like, I wonder how many people that age could have thought that way, but then instead followed the thing. So
Yeah.
I think there are outlets. I think there's the limitations that I can see are like sometimes finances are the limitation to create certain things, but it shouldn't be a limitation to upskill for the time being
true.
until the finances are there.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, well, I don't have the finances to start my own plumbing thing, but let me at least get, a really good what's it called, apprenticeship and spend more time with the owner of that business and learn more. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it is a mentality thing as well, where it's like you can either say like, oh, the creative side of things is too saturated, and so how can I break into this? Or you go, no, let me just find a way to put my twist on it.
Yeah. I think it's also like an identity thing. Like, I don't want to put a blanket statement over it, but maybe it is that just people who are struggling to create something just don't know themselves enough, because everyone's individual and everyone has an individuality to them. And so everyone's got something to create. Like, for me, it's music because I love music. It's my passion. For someone else, it might be like what Noor said, like plumbing and stuff like that. But everyone's got something that is unique to them that they just might not know about yet. Like they just might not have unlocked that part of themselves. Because I did not have a passion for music until I was like late teenagers. Like, yes, I was writing stuff and I was dabbling in everything, but I never had a passion for it. I was just doing it because, I don't know, just you're a kid, you do whatever you want and you just, But the passion only came probably 18, 19, and it's like, that's when it just clicked.
Yep.
And I just skyrocketed with the music. Like everything before that is just like what Noor said. Like I was building on it and I didn't realize that this was my passion. I didn't realize that I would have an opportunity to create things, but I was just upskilling as I go. And I think that's an important thing with everything you do in life. You can't just if you're going to work on it, you work on it wholeheartedly. You work on it with everything you've got. And if it turns out with something, amazing. If it doesn't, you've got a skill that you learned, or you've got a skill that you did learn, and that teaches you something. It teaches you discipline, teaches you everything.
I think you also prove your passion by doing it when it's not benefiting you financially, or it's not benefiting you certain thing, or you just have free time and you decide to spend it on that
Just to
thing.
do it with
Like that's
do
clearly
that
then
thing.
your passion. Otherwise, you're just trying to get a come up off it, which probably won't last for most people.
I really agree with that whole thing of when you're talking about you didn't realize the whole time you were building on it and stuff. Because I can say that for myself, right? Like at a point now, for the longest, for pretty much I can say a good 21 years of my life, I have not known what the heck I'm here for, what to do, right? but in the past like 2 years, nothing's been clearer. Yeah, and the past year is more so. And now when I look back, and I start to realize that every little thing that I've pursued, tried, dabbled in, been successful at, failed at as well, is actually all contributing
Yes.
to what I'm ready to like. Yeah, this is me now. What I'm ready to like start to do. But in those moments, I was lost as I was doing those things, like completely lost. But it felt right, or it was. I was lost. It was something I could do as well. Didn't realize how this contributes to anything or what I can make out of this, but I knew I could do it. So let me just do it in this moment or whatever, right? Like, I think I've mentioned it before about I've started to realize, like, let me understand the season. Like, I don't know where I'm at or what I can do, but let me understand.
just right here, what can I
right here,
do?
right now. I should have a
What's to learn?
Yeah, what's to learn right now? What can I apply myself into that I can do? And it's like, now that I look back, I'm like, yo, every single one of those things is all putting me on a like platform to be able to do what I need to do now. And it's like, whoa. Like, I didn't even realize in that moment now. But it all contributes to it now. It's like, oh, that's actually wild. Like, as you just tap into what you can do and what I wouldn't even say I was passionate about most of those things. Sometimes I was,
Yeah.
Most time I was, I guess, maybe. But as I applied myself into that, and now it's like, yeah, that's actually going to help out now. So it's wild to look back at. Yeah, it's crazy, man. With the whole playing an instrument thing, is there another skill that you would give up being able to play an instrument for?
Like to learn another instrument, you're saying?
Nah, like, so you've got it. You play like what, 3 instruments? Yeah, 3, 4 instruments, or
Yeah.
yeah. I'll say them. Flex it, okay, bro.
So I started with piano, and then if ukulele counts, picked up ukulele after that, and then I started learning guitar, and then church needed a drummer, so I learned drums. And I guess like just coming from my siblings, like they all are vocalists, so I'm a vocalist because
another instrument there.
So I sing with them and stuff. So yeah.
So you got those skills there, yeah. Would you give up any of those instruments or skills to learn something else instead? Like, it was an ultimatum.
See, I don't know, because it's weird because it's like music is my passion. So I love to play all the instruments, and I love to like, have a dabble in each one. So like, I don't know what kind of alternative.
Like that's
tough, because that's almost like what moment of your life would you change if you could change one? And it's like, but then it would have a knock-on effect forever.
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's true.
the puzzle changes.
very, very true.
That's true.
Let's say you could learn, like, you look at the stock market, you understand everything, you know everything's going. That skill. Or coding.
Or another language.
Another language.
But would my passions change?
Now you can sing in German and English.
That would actually be sick. Languages are actually a big thing. Oh, I don't know. Because if my passion stays the same as music, I don't know if I would. Because sure, I can speak another language really well, but it's not my passion.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to use it when it's needed, but I'm not going to use it when I want to use it.
Speaking German on a regular
Exactly.
day in Australia, mate. Yeah.
I think that's the thing. Like, I want to do all this, even though I probably need a good understanding in finance. I'll figure it out, It's like,
Yeah. Man, because I know, like, just imagine, that you could. I'm thinking of this from my point of view, because I've always
trade things off.
I've always wished that I continued to play guitar and continued to like actually try to play like keyboard. Like, I can understand it now conceptually and stuff like that, but to play it, like the muscle memory is not there like it would be if I continued. I'm like, imagine being able to like, because I've seen these videos of like people in like France. There was one that came out recently. These 2 random strangers just vibing with each other. One guy's playing on the public piano. Another guy walks around him and he's like, "Can I join?" And he's just there playing his part as well. The music was like they made it just
That's
sounded
so nice.
sick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, imagine being that person that you can just like, you change the whole vibe of the joint just because hey bro, let's jam out right now. You play someone's like favorite, like our favorite song from like back in the day, because every song can be played on like keys pretty much. You just bust out the tunes and that is. I'm like, yo, that's a vibe.
That's so sick.
You're with yourself and you're just you start humming. You got a melody now, and you write words to it.
Yeah.
What? Give me that, bro. That would
It's
be
not too
sick.
late though, because I was saying like I was thinking of just getting a keyboard and
Yeah.
trying to learn. And my dad was telling me he had like a coworker that was like 55 or something, and he was like, "No, I want to learn how to play the piano."
Yeah.
So he went, and because he had bread and stuff, he bought himself like a nice grand piano for his house.
Piano.
Grand piano.
Yeah.
Bro, where to
Like-
start,
And he was
bro?
getting lessons and everything. He's like,
That's
you just
sick.
learn how
That's
to play
That's
it.
awesome.
Lessons.
Because it's
That's
not
sick.
too late.
Yeah.
It never is
Yeah.
too late, especially with music. And the one thing about music, like, it's beautiful because it can bring people together.
Yeah.
And that's
So
why I
well.
always,
I said, yeah, it's so well.
yeah, like,
It's so transcendent of
Whatever,
culture as
yeah.
well, which is
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
legit, like, it's just such a beautiful thing. So we're going to pick up our lessons again.
Recorder
really?
lessons, guys?
Huh?
Recorder?
Recorder? Yeah, bro.
Well, all right, what's the one thing that, like,
Same
I guess from
primary
your
school,
school
bro.
years that you could change now? Because, or like, you wish you changed your attitude towards then? Because one of them was music for me, right? It was like,
That was the class you
recorder?
didn't care, yeah?
bro,
Yeah.
this is the class where we mess about. So recorder lessons, just hold all the holes down and blow. That's all we did. Get out of class. Okay.
Bro,
Yeah.
music teachers, free them because
Bro.
they really went through it.
3 years, my class forced 4 teachers to leave.
Oh my
They were just
goodness.
on
That's
like, there's a new
bad.
music teacher. We're
That
like,
means in 1 year there were 2 that left.
Yeah.
My goodness.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
Free them.
it was so
Or
bad.
1 year one and they made 3 leave in 1 year.
It was insane. It was like one kid with this one dude. He he'd literally just get up on the table, start running around.
There's always one.
He's just trying to catch it.
Bruh.
We were in
Oh,
year 3 at the
yes.
time. Yeah, right. It
All the
was
tables are connected.
insane. Yeah,
Bro, we had someone. Oh, this was insane. The teacher, okay, the teacher was abusive. Like he would throw like pens at the students. And so this guy, like this is like second time sub. So we're like, okay, he's coming back. We got to mess with him. This guy, one of my friends, he is like messing with him. He gets him on his nerve, and so he's like, "All right, chase me." He runs around the class. He runs out of the class.
Teacher keeps
the teacher follows,
Bro.
and then the whole class. There's no
Oh
teacher.
my
We're just looking out the
God.
window. They're running around the oval, bro. And because my friend, he's a runner. Like he
Yeah.
was the
He's a
runner.
runner. He's a track star.
Wow.
And so then while this was happening, another teacher on the next portable, because this is in primary school, comes
Portables.
over. It's like, what's going on? It's like, oh yeah,
Just chasing
Mr.
him.
Blah 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 is going chasing after Patrick. It's like, oh
Not
my
Patrick.
Just a casual
Yeah.
chase.
bro, you know how much like as an adult a child has to have like got you to your
Oh,
wits end
man.
for you to
Literally.
just
For you to chase
lose
them.
all like
yeah.
Composure.
all composure.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally chasing a 7-year-old right now.
Out here
And when I
losing,
catch him,
losing breath,
I'm
bro.
beating it.
Nah, that's rascal behavior. Can you imagine someone doing that to you now?
Wow.
Like getting on your nerves to the point where you have to chase them?
Yeah. Oof.
Like,
Oof.
Do you think
rascals.
it's a thing of that person is not built to be a teacher?
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Oh,
is
I
it
don't
that
know.
humans do have a capacity
Nah,
and
yeah.
everyone
Kids are
will-
bad.
Some people are just
Kids
bad,
are
yeah.
bad,
Some
bro.
people are just bad.
Yeah.
I kind of have the mentality of, nah, I don't think you're built for this. Because
Why?
it really does take patience. Because
Yes.
as a teacher, your role is so important. Yeah, you watch. It's hard to ever find teachers like this because it's a very stressful job, to be honest. Like, just imagine 25, to 30, 20 to
Disgusting.
30 young kids that don't
Especially
give a toss
early
about
or
what
late
you're
high
saying.
school
Yeah.
when the ego kicks in.
They don't
bad.
care about what you have to say. They will roast you and your ugly whatever that you know what I mean. Like they'll give it to you, bruv.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, I'm hearing some things going on in my sister's school. I say, yeah, man, we weren't moving like this, bruv. But like to get into that, your role is so powerful, man. Because these kids
Yes.
are with you more than they're with their own parents,
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
Like you're really teaching them life more than you're even teaching them like these
Yeah.
skills and stuff
Yes.
because they're interacting with each other. How you pattern them in terms of how they interact in class, how you relate with them as a human being. Like if you're constantly like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like down, what's the word?
Compression.
Yeah, sure. That word there, like down. I don't know.
Demeaning?
Demeaning, yeah. So I'm like
yeah.
degrading. I don't know
Yeah.
if teachers really out here degrading, but if you are, like that's crazy, man.
Sticks with them.
Yeah, it really does, man.
Yeah,
And-
if you're doing that, then that's you're not.
You're not
But
Built
what I'm
for
saying,
being
yeah,
a
if
teacher.
you allow yourself to be triggered and get
yeah,
to that,
yeah.
You weren't.
it's not
ready
a
for
very
this.
you're at the
Because-
t- maybe you want that and that maybe that's your passion.
Yeah.
We said create
Yeah.
your create
Yikes.
do your thing. But at this time right now, maybe you're not fully ready for that,
It's
man.
sad because at the same time, like, all right, you shouldn't lose your temper. Just kick him out of class, yeah. But you know those kind of kids where it's like, all right, because you still want the best for the kid, or you
Yeah.
should, right? So all right, if I kick you out of class, I'm gonna go, all right, go to the principals. I know damn well if I kick that kid out of class, he's going to his locker. You know what I mean? He's not
Yeah.
going to the principal. So
That's
then
what
it's
he
like,
wants.
okay, now I can't kick you out of class because I also can't walk you to the principal.
Yeah.
So what are we? We're gonna actually have to fight right now.
Bro, think about it. I'm 12 years old and you're not letting me go to the toilet, bro.
That stuff is stupid.
Yeah.
You're
Not
right.
let it- that is pretty silly.
But at the same time, kids do just use that as an excuse for everything.
You have no, but you should be allowed one excuse.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if they need to go to the toilet or not. Let
That
them.
is also true.
Bro,
Let them
did you
choose.
say there was a kid that like
Right, yeah, you just sent
Feed him.
it.
I also had a friend that did that. Yeah, he sent it. He was dripping around, and then the teacher was like, "Oh, okay," and then he dripped his way
I
there.
do. I actually vividly now remember in year 4.
You just had lunch. Yeah, I ate.
Oh yes, I hate that
ate.
argument.
It was lunch. We ate. I
happened
did
in
not
year
pee.
4,
Nah,
bro.
but if you're coming in 5 minutes into class and you talk about I need to go
No,
toilet,
because last
boy,
goal
get out of
wins,
here.
bro.
Yeah.
Last goal wins,
Nah,
bro.
nah.
Yeah,
5
and
minutes into class.
No, the
after
teachers
lunch.
are like, "You saved the last 5 minutes of recess to go to the toilet." No,
Yeah.
no, I used the last 5 minutes to enjoy
Exactly,
recess.
man. I better get to King in this 4-square match, bro. You think I'm leaving? Nah,
Oh
man.
man.
Yeah, I don't know,
Saying-
man. Like I feel like, yeah, you really, really have to be able to be patient in that
Yeah.
because it does impact them quite a lot, man. And when you have a good teacher, you never forget them.
Yes,
You think about bad teachers as well, but you forget those experiences that they've
good
had on you and stuff like that until something triggers you. Like, oh snap, yeah, they were really, really bad, but the impact of a good teacher is so much more long lasting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I think it's too much pressure that we put on teachers. Like, yeah, you have to be a good person to become a teacher. I totally agree because I don't want to send my kids to a school where teachers are doing the bare minimum. You know, you're just teaching, and then once class is over, like that's it. You know, you don't stay back in case someone needs help, or you know, you don't check in with the children. But it's like,
They're not your kids.
yeah,
At the
they're
same
not my
time.
kids.
Yeah, that's-
I'm here to teach you, and I'm here to, I'm gonna go above and beyond if I see someone who's struggling. But if you're a bad kid, my guy, I'm not
Yeah.
dealing with that. I'm not your parent, you know. I'm not here to teach you how to be a good person. I'm here to teach you, life skills in terms of like education wise, you know. It's like teachers don't get I don't know how their, degrees work and what they do when they
The degrees work.
like when they're
Why'd
getting
you
their
make it sound like that?
what they're being taught, but I don't think they're being
True,
taught how to
Yeah.
how to life skills, how to teach
Actually
kids,
manage a human being.
Yeah, that's not what they're being taught. They're just so that means now it's on you as a person to learn that. How am I going to teach a child if they're being like rebellious? How am I going to control them? How am I going to control my temper towards them? Like I get mad at my own children. How do you expect me to come and not get mad at someone else's children?
I had a little bit of
Tell me
disrespect.
about these kids.
Yeah, these kids. Oh, man. But even as you say that, some of these teachers are raising children before they even have kids of their own as well.
Yeah, exactly.
For the most
Exactly.
part.
So you don't
Because
know.
you're coming
Do you
fresh
reckon
out of
teachers
uni.
Yeah.
on average have less kids than other couples because
Wouldn't
it's
be
like they
surprised.
know
Yeah, maybe.
how tiring it is?
I genuinely wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe it's about the pressure thing. This could be very wrong, so don't cancel me if I get this wrong. But I'm not saying this is my opinion. But is it that we're maybe not giving enough pressure on parents so that teachers don't have to be the parents?
Definitely.
Because if the parents were
Present.
doing more,
Yeah.
then their kid wouldn't be
100%.
acting
Yeah.
up.
I know, that's fully. That's
Yeah,
A lot of people
definitely.
think this system's going to raise their kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so parents would be like, teacher will solve it.
Yeah, I do actually fully agree with
I
that
agree.
because how many parents took the time to understand what's in the school curriculum?
yeah.
For that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
very true.
You know what I'm saying? To even know what your
To know what
your
they're
kids are going to
learning.
be learning.
Yeah.
You're still doing that trigonometry thing, yeah? Or some, I don't know. Yeah, cool. Nice. Yeah, just keep it up, bro. Pythagoras and that, you'll be fine. Bro, we did that in year 3. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Legit.
I would say, yeah, parents do need to kind of like step up in that sense. Even like that is bare minimum to know what's in the
Yeah.
curriculum. To take time to just read what's going to be taught this year.
Yeah.
That's bare minimum, but it goes such a long way.
Like,
But-
like I know we've said it before, don't leave it up to the school to raise your children, in terms of like where their opinions fall or in terms of like,
True.
what kind of person they are. Like when they come home, you should also be teaching them too, And if there's something you don't agree that the teachers are teaching or, what the teachers are doing, what the school's teaching them, you need to correct that. It's not up to the teacher. Like that's not my child.
I do think
you
the
know?
problem with classroom settings sometimes with what teachers tend to do is they shut down the kids who want to have a different opinion. And I'm not even saying from the point of being disruptive, but genuinely having a challenging question that is different to what you're trying to teach right now. But they have a question that it's in the kids' mind, but they shut it down.
I'll never forget this. 5th grade or 4th grade, one of them. They're talking about, the structure in the UK that's like just the Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And they're teaching us this whole thing about it and all this. And the teacher goes, "Isn't that so like fantastic? Like, isn't it just so fantastic?"
So great.
And everyone's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "No, I don't think so. Like, it's not that amazing to me, right? Like, it's just like it's cool, but it's not like wow, right?" And so
And
I
then
was,
the pyramids of Giza, huh?
bro, the response was straight away. It's like, do you think that was a sensible response? I was like, that's my opinion. This is literally just my opinion. Like, it's okay if I don't like it.
Yeah.
See if they ask,
I didn't
don't you
cuss your
think that's
mom."
amazing?
No, I don't. I think it's cool.
Personally, bro.
But I remember
My ancestors built that.
the curriculum says it's amazing. I'm reading these notes. But I was just like, but I genuinely don't think so.
Because I think that's what school is, because you have so many kids you have to try to teach.
Yeah.
So the easiest way is to teach them as
one
a herd,
line.
as a cattle,
Yeah.
in one line.
Yeah.
And you start to get a deviation or a deviant in that, you're spun.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
where did that question come from, bro? I think, maybe that's what the problem is in that kind of thing,
Dude, a school like Dandy High, they have 150 students.
Call 'em
Call 'em out, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. No, but like, no, because that's the only school that I know that have such ridiculous.
150
No, they have
in what?
more, like in a cohort.
Yeah, I
like
was gonna say
almost
that's not a lot.
200.
Mine was 330.
Oh,
Mine was 330
that's
students.
madness.
In the
That's-
one
In my
year
year
level.
level.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah, like that's too much.
alright.
That's too much.
That's a
And
little
how many
alright.
teachers or how many classes?
We had a lot, like, as in, it was always
I'm pretty sure there's
25,
law.
26
There's a law that
per
you
class.
have to have
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
one
the
teacher
ratio.
per
Yeah,
how
there's a
many
ratio.
students.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
kind of
That's insane. That's too many people.
Yeah, and you have to teach them in that. Yeah,
Nah, bro, it's because you went to school with 7 people in your cohort.
literally, man. Yo, you had a different
Like 30,
experience.
30,
Yeah.
30 people.
Do you realize
in my
like you
year
can
level.
never change your previous experience? Obviously, like, it's the past. You can't change it. But it's like even
Time
little
travel.
things. Like right now, I'm like, if I went back to school, it's like I would not be playing sport every lunchtime, bro, and going to class sweaty. But at the time, I didn't think about this. You know, it's like quickly run to the locker.
Spray
Oh,
yourself.
the links did nothing. That links effect was not effective.
And you're sitting in class in this. It's
Oh
like
man.
little peach fuzz.
Bro, did you have white shirts?
Bro,
Bro, your white shirt is now see through.
It's
green from the ground.
All green. I was like, damn, what kind of sweat?
That's mucus.
Whoa, bro.
Yuck.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was
But like, I'm
bad.
like, if I was doing this again, so I'd be hanging out with my friends, you know, like just talking. That you can't change that. You're like, I went to a
Yeah.
tiny school. Like, that's that. That's
Yeah.
that's the
Can't
only
change
understanding of that thing that you have.
Yeah.
with your music, what played a role in that even being in your sphere of? Because now we're talking about you can't change your experience. I'm
Yeah.
wondering what put that even into your sphere of like
Yeah.
scope of interest or availability.
It was actually
you-
interesting because a lot of people who were like really passionate about music started either really young or have just been building it
Yeah,
for a
because that's what
long
I'm wondering.
time.
As you're saying, like you
Yeah.
got passionate about it, like 18.
Yeah, and like for me, I actually did not like playing instruments when I was young. Like I learnt piano because my brother learnt piano, and
What a follower.
I know. Well, I literally was a follower. I did everything my brother did. I'm the same. Like I wore his clothes. I did everything.
Yeah.
Like I was basically whatever Kev did, I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so my parents started getting lessons for Kev because Kev wanted to.
Yeah.
And so they bought a piano for him as well. And so that's a big investment. Like a piano, you don't just get a piano if no one's going to use it. You know?
Also because it takes up space in
Exactly.
the house.
Yeah. And you can't really just move it around, chuck it over here, you know? So they had a piano. And so then mum was like, learn piano because we have a piano and Kev's doing piano. I was like, all right, I'll try it. And so Kev's been doing it for like 2 years now. So I started in like 2010. I don't know. 2008. 2008.
Just going back.
Yeah, I remember now. 2008. I started learning piano, learned it for 2 years, and I hated it. Like, I hated it. I hated learning. I hated doing the book stuff. I hated finger exercises. I hated everything about it. And I literally told my mom, like, I don't want to do this. I quit. And so then I quit. And I quit for like 4 years. So I did it from 2008 to 2010. and I quit. Kev kept going. He was a bit longer than me, and he got way further than me. And then 4 years later, okay, literally a lot of my instruments and a lot of my music has just stemmed from church. Because 4 years later, I hadn't touched anything, right? Like piano was the only instrument I touched, and I touched it for 2 years, and I learnt scales, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like
And just doing do, re, mi.
literally, that's all I did. 2 years. Yeah, literally.
And that one song that sounds like a Chinese theme song. That's it, bro.
Yeah. So 4 years later, my sister comes up to me, and she was a youth leader at the time. She was leading youth worship team and stuff, and she was like, "We need a keyboardist. Do you want to learn keyboard?" And I was like, "Not really, because I know I hated it." And I was like, "Oh, not really." And then she was like, "Oh, come on, like just try."
There was no option in the question.
Yeah. And then my mum steps in. She's like, "Hey, I can teach you." And I was like, because I hated the thought of going back to lessons.
Yeah.
So I was like, I definitely don't want to go back to lessons. And so then my mum was like, "I'll teach you," because my mum played a bit of piano, a bit of guitar as well.
I know, yes.
Runs in the family.
So she knew like some basic chords and stuff. And so I started getting taught by my mum 4 years later. And I basically just had to relearn the scales. And then she taught me chords. And that's it. And from there, I basically served at church. And because I'm serving so much at church, I was like every week learning new songs, practicing and stuff. And then over time, I just taught myself, you know, like, because you pick up stuff when you play a lot, and especially like playing in bands, you definitely learn way more than if you're playing solo. So I self-taught the rest. I've figured a lot of stuff out, and I just expanded slowly. And then that's when I loved piano, because I did it myself, because I hated the fact that I had to look at a book and read notes and play what they wanted me to play. And I didn't even like classical music. You know, it's like, why am I playing something?
So you're playing for Elise, bro.
Yeah. It's like, if I don't enjoy listening to this in my spare time, what's the point of me playing it in my spare time?
Yeah.
No one has ever said, "Hey, yo, run that Beethoven track real quick."
In C minor. What?
Yeah. And so then once I could figure out how to play what I wanted to play, I loved it, because I was like, I don't need anyone to tell me what to play. If someone's like, "Can you play the piano?" Play something. It's like, okay, I'll just play whatever. Like, I would make it up on the spot, because I'm like, this is what I want to play right now. It's like, I wouldn't learn songs. I would just play. And so I loved improvising and just like playing on the spot and figuring out different melodies. And that's how I learned how to songwrite, because just from improvising on the spot, figuring out melodies, that melody turned into a song, and then the lyrics fit into the melody, and so then they've got a song. And so then that like piano definitely like shot forward as soon as I learned how to play for myself and what I wanted to play and that kind of thing. And so it's weird, because a lot of people start really young, and a lot of my friends get forced to keep going even if they don't enjoy it, to like the top level, and then they're super skilled in it but they hate it. And so I can't change my past, and I can't change how it happened, but it happened, I guess, so organically that it worked out well for me.
I sometimes wonder, why do parents actually force it in the forcing sense of like those kids that they you know, you better pass the exam, get to grade 12, 4, whatever, all of them ones, like, because once they're now out of the household, what did that, like, they have a skill, a very, very nice skill now. But if they're literally not going to utilize it ever for the most part, why?
Yeah.
Why was that
It is
forced?
tough. It is tough.
Now that I think about it. Like, I mean, in saying that, at the same time, like, I think back and like, my parents should have.
I wish they would have pushed me a certain way.
Yeah.
I had piano lessons, and I had I did guitar lessons for like 2 years in high school. Piano lessons was free because it was just one of the family friends that was good at it. He moved, I think, so that's probably why that stopped. But after that, it just dropped off from there. Like, my parents didn't like push it. Like, now I think back, like, yeah, mate, why didn't they push
You
it?
wish they forced it.
Yeah, but at least for
'Cause
me,
you wanted
I actually was enjoying it while I was doing it, so that's a
Yeah.
bit different in that sense. But when the child genuinely is hating it and like they force it, like, that's
Yeah.
I think that's a dumb way to teach a hobby anyway. It's like, you shouldn't teach it. Like, obviously, I think instruments are a bit different because you have a grading and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, you should just teach it as like, just focus on the fun of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like to remove all the pressure from it. It's like if you fail the test, you fail the test, whatever. It just sucks because I guess they are paying for lessons, but it's like
for the year, but we move.
Yeah, it's a very tough thing with children because I don't know if you guys know the Bucket List family on Instagram.
yeah,
Who?
yeah.
The Bucket List family.
No.
There's some influencers that have a family. They do a bunch of things, and their kids do a bunch of things as well.
They come
They're
along
very
with it.
adventurous.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And I read a post where the guy was actually talking about his son snowboarding, and his son is very little. Like, I don't know how old. I can't tell how old children are by looking at him.
Yeah,
But he's
legit.
probably like under 6. You
Yeah.
know, like he's very young, like maybe 5, 4. And
That's under 6.
yeah. And he was like snowboarding, getting lessons and stuff, and he was crying. And he was just like crying. He kept falling over, he kept crying. And the post, I'm going to paraphrase very heavily, but he was basically saying like, there's a point in parenting where it's really hard because you don't know when to stay out of the situation and let them figure it out on their own, or to step in now. You know, because some things it's like they do need to learn that by themselves.
Yeah.
They do need to be forced into that. But then there's also some situations where it's like, okay, I do need to step in. Otherwise, this is
Yeah.
going to be a detriment to them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very hard with kids. Like,
That's true.
yeah,
That is a really, really fine line when you think about it.
very fine.
Because you're right. Yeah. How much is it like, yeah, let me take them out of this so that it doesn't become something that is just a burden on them
yeah.
now.
Well, like
Or
I feel like
yeah.
you can kind of maybe, and obviously every kid would portray their emotions differently. But it's like, let's say there's piano lessons, and it's like every time you're driving to class, it's like your kid's not even complaining anymore; they're just silent. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Like
bro, they're thinking about how much
Ah,
this
yeah,
weighs on them.
When it starts to move to
You know
the
when
dead
a kid-
inside,
yeah.
you might have messed up.
When a kid's having like a grown-up depression kind of
Yeah, bro.
outworking, it's like, all right, maybe then it's not worth doing this. But if it's just
snap.
like, oh, we have to go, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I want to play games. It's like, nah, it's fine. You know, like you just want to play games.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Can you imagine whatever lesson it is?
Like your kid's just
and
staring
your
out the
kids
window,
literally like they're just emotionless.
or they're just at the piano. And
That's so bad.
Yo, like they're
Yeah.
killing it.
they're
All
doing
the fingers,
it,
all
but-
the scales,
but they don't love
bro.
this
But
whatsoever.
they're not moving at all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
But
that is-
sometimes it could also just be like having that conversation and being like, what can we do so that you enjoy it? Like for you, you know, you gave it up because you just didn't like the idea of
the fact that
someone
you're even allowed to
teaching
give
you.
it up as well. Is,
Yeah,
that's
that was
different.
good. But like, it's like if your parents came to you and they were like, okay, what can we remove from this? So like, not remove you from learning completely, but like,
Or
what can we
change in
do to
this.
change? Yeah, so that you actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I think the hard thing with that though is that it's just a lot of words can mean nothing to kids.
Yeah.
Like, and at the same time, it's like I don't know a solution.
Yeah,
I just
know
know
it.
this
As a
ain't
kid.
it.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
associate the lessons with piano. So as soon as you say, "What can we do to make piano better?" I don't like it. It's like, well, I don't like piano because I don't like lessons.
Yeah.
You know, but I didn't realize that because later on, I actually realized piano doesn't have to be with lessons.
Yeah, yeah.
It can just be piano. You know, so. And I think like those associations are a much bigger deal as kids.
It's an easier way for kids to rationalize things.
Yeah,
and think.
exactly.
It's the quickest way for the
That's
brain to
true.
work just by association.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dang.
So it is very hard. And I think that's like parenting is always a difficult thing. And the hardest thing is that there's no real to do book. You know, it's like because every kid is
manual,
different,
yep.
every situation is different.
Yep.
You know, every word you say is going to be an impact and it's going to be different to how the kid takes it. Everything is just,
These animals really have it down pat.
yeah.
They know when to. Animals are the ones that know when to save and know when to not. That's all you.
Yeah,
you figure this out. They have
That's
it
true.
down.
Yeah.
Like
but at the same time, the animals all are also like, yeah, he's going to die.
and the fact.
Yeah, you know, like some cubs and stuff just die, and it's like, oh, it's like, was the parent meant
Just
to?
let it-
Was that? Was
Bro,
that?
the
Let it
one I
happen.
love is hamsters. When they think
What?
like they hear a noise and they, wait,
Oh yeah, and then they
And they die.
no,
Yeah.
either that, no, but like
Wait,
if the
what?
mom has newborns,
Okay.
right, and she's like, oh, sure, better protect them. Swallows the whole kid.
no way.
And it's dead. Yeah.
It's dead.
Mama.
She tried.
They're like, oh, it happened again. Happened again. Not again. Not again.
The hamsters are interesting though, because I've heard, like I read a thread and it was just so funny. Like they just die over the smallest thing.
Yeah, I saw
The
that.
heart attack one.
Yeah, like they just
I
die.
accidentally farted and my hands died.
No. my
I love it
gosh.
so much.
Jeez, bro, I saw the greatest video recently, man. Oh, this mother duck was stupid, bro. She's got her 14 children, yeah. Mother duck, 14 kids, bro.
Oh no.
They're all walking, waddling. She walks over a grate, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
The drain. A couple of them drop in. She keeps walking. She's like, "Oh snap! They're a bit quieter now." She turns back, like, "Bro, I've only got 7 kids. What the heck?"
Walks back.
She walks back over the grate. Yeah, she's like, "Yo, where they at?" The other 6 drop in. There's 1 left. He's like, he jumped in as well. He stopped. He looked. Yeah, I'm a joy. Okay. The mother duck's like, "What the heck?"
Oh my
Animals are
gosh.
just kind of sick. Like even today, we're sitting in church, right? And the lights like were messing up. Like they keep going like dark light, dark light.
yeah.
And I was just like, bro, can you just imagine there's a raccoon up there just going just unplugged,
Connect,
nibble.
disconnect.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Nah, that video
Nah,
killed me. Hey,
that's-
to make sure people aren't sad because animal lovers and that. Some humans ended up intervening and saved them
I
up.
don't
Who was
care.
recording that whole ordeal? Now that I think
Yeah,
about it,
The
but
guy that saved them, and then he's like, I set it up from this angle. Now let me save them.
some humans ended up saving the ducks and that. But
It was a very cute video, though.
It is cute.
It's like
That
so
was funny.
innocently cute.
Yeah.
It's very morbid, but like they could have just died.
Yeah, bro. What else is happening in guys' life, though, man? What's popping, man?
What's happening?
Not much, huh?
You know what I realized? I had an encounter at work, and
You met Jesus at work, or what?
it's a very different encounter. So like where I work, the music's very loud, and we're wearing masks as well. So a lot of people, some people will just shout at you. Some people just don't want to shout. They just won't talk to you. So there was this lady, and I was walking up to her. So, okay, context, I sell shoes. She was making finger movements to tell me the size. She's doing this. And for the people on Spotify, she was making a 9. Obviously, from where I was standing, it was backwards. And so I was like,
P.
yeah. I was like, maybe she just doesn't want to talk, but I was like, it was very busy. So you get like a bit like short tempered, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
So then I'm coming up to her and I'm like, just wait till I get to you, you know? And like, I'm walking, like, don't tell me from 3 meters away like this.
Yeah.
Like, so I walk up to her and she's doing this and she's still doing it. And I'm like, okay, maybe she just doesn't want to talk because it's too loud. So I'm like,
No issue stuff.
9, like size 9. And then she just kept doing it. And I was like, you know what? I think she's deaf. And so then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all good. I'll grab it. So I come back and I grab it. And then because they're wearing masks as well, I can't see if they're like
Like the
talking
emotions,
either.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So then like maybe I just don't hear her. She gets to the seat. She's talking to her husband, and I finally see her signing.
Oh,
And I'm
no.
like, oh, far out. I'm such a terrible
no,
human being. And I'm just like, because I didn't say anything rude. I didn't do anything rude, but I'm just like, I hope she just didn't see my
Yeah.
frustration.
Yeah.
Because,
From that,
yeah, because to me, the music's loud, but she won't know that.
She
She'll
won't.
just
Oh,
walk into
snap.
it.
Can you imagine how used to that she is in her life?
Exactly.
Like just always, everyone's always frustrated
Always
with you.
sad.
misunderstanding, not patient. Because I'm guessing there weren't like any hearing aids or anything
Nah,
like that.
and
either,
she,
yeah.
yeah. So then, when she was like, even when she was just talking to her husband, like, so people who are deaf also lip read really well,
Yeah.
but with the mask it's really hard.
hard, yeah.
And so they're like, she's like trying to get attention of the husband. She can't even yell out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
It blew my mind. Like, as you get older, it should be pretty obvious, but it's like when you're young, you think everyone's either like fully deaf or fully hears or fully blind or fully sees. Yeah, but then it's like there's actually levels in between it.
Yeah.
And so my dad and his family, there's like I don't know, like an aunt's son or something, right? Like a third cousin kind of thing.
You're really trying to detach yourself from this guy.
No, he's deaf and blind, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he's like maybe 10, 15 years younger than my dad, right? But it's like if you speak very quietly, he hears a little bit, right?
Whole family just
And
whisper.
so we're like visiting their apartment in Jordan or something at the time we're on holiday. And I look at my dad, I'm a little kid at the time, and I was like, Dad, I need water and I need to go to the toilet. Yeah. And this guy just stands up and he's like, and then he's like, goes, gets me water. And I was like, what? Dad, I think I cured him. I think I cured him. I was
He
like,
heard
what
you.
the heck?
that's so crazy.
It's a miracle.
And then you're yelling like, he heard, and he doesn't even hear it.
So I said, water's fine. He didn't take.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, I have a friend, and like both his mum and dad are actually I think it's deaf, not even hearing impaired, like actually they're just deaf, yeah. like he's very, very fluent with like sign language. He makes jokes about them all the time and that, but very fluent with sign language and all that. I'm like, this is such a skill that all of us should have actually pursued.
You know how I was learning it? So I was learning it and everything. I think I got pretty far. Like I got enough to have a good conversation with someone and let them know, like talk it out. I
can help you
day. I can help them, bro. In this moment, the one that I just told you about, I was panicking. I was like, all right, this is my moment.
What to do?
Sign language.
Out here
I'm like,
typing
all right.
instead, bro. Just
And so,
popping them up.
and so then, like, bro, I was trying to think of anything, just like hello, like have a nice day, or just like I can help you, like
Man,
all I
missed
could
it.
say. And bro, my heart was beating so fast, and then I started like tearing up as well. I don't know why, I was just so overwhelmed. And they were like paying and everything. We got
Stressed.
through everything just by like thumbs up, okay, or like sizes. That's it. But I was so sad. And so then by the end of it, I got to the counter. They were about to leave, but I was just like, you know what? I just got to say something, just
say
so that they
Just
feel,
they
because
know.
when they see someone who
Feel
does
seen.
sign, they like the
They lose
appreciation
their
is
mind.
crazy.
Yeah.
So then I was just like, like before they left, I was just like, sorry, my sign is very limited.
Yeah.
And so then they were just like, oh my god. It's like, it's okay. It's like,
That's
don't
so
worry if it's
lovely.
limited. You just keep growing.
Yeah.
And then I was just
That's
like,
cool.
and I was just like so happy. I was just like, okay,
Save the day.
all I can do is just say something, even though I like in my head they probably thought that's all I knew, but in my head I was like, I know so much. It's like, why can't it
not
come out?
coming
you know?
out.
Bro, that one that comes out as F off, bro. 'Cause I remember you used to learn that in primary. Everyone was doing it in primary.
Bro, that's a memory that's somewhere in my mind.
Wow.
Oh, no, not that one.
Oh, my days.
man.
I had a different encounter actually in like year
Snap. I feel
7
like
or
ours is
8.
mad negative.
Yeah, like I had beef with
Oh my goodness.
two. Oh, 3 of them actually was 2 girls. 2 girls and 1 guy, and they were all deaf. And we just like
They
keep in
third
mind,
They
I
said,
don't know
"Hey,
them.
you messing with us, we'll leave you like us." But I was like, "What?"
Like we didn't know them. Like so, me and my friend, because we used to travel to school on transport, and so we'd always like meet them in the morning. I don't know what they did to piss us off, but we hated each other, and we didn't know sign language.
On
So
sight.
till this day, whatever they were
Nah,
signing
I know,
at us,
I know damn well
they
you
were
flipped them
swearing.
off. What's
Maybe.
universal sign language? Number 1.
Maybe, but like. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I don't feel bad because they started us.
Whoa.
But no. It's actually funny because even in my field that I work in right now, right? Like I always tell people if they were to come and see the way I interact with because I work with vulnerable people, you know, people who have disabilities. I was like, if someone were to come in and see the way I interact with them, they'd be like, "Whoa, you're such a horrible person." But I'm like, no, like
Nah, you gotta treat them as
when
straight
you
up
get to
human
know
as
them,
well.
yeah,
You realize
like
they'd be
they're just
spicy.
like you
Yeah.
deserve what I'm giving you because. But yeah, they were signing some stuff to us and we just didn't know. But then eventually we ended up being friends and they did teach us some sign language. So
Nice.
yeah.
You think they taught you the right thing?
I don't know.
That was their revenge.
They're like, this is gonna get her beat up one day.
But it was just so funny because it's like. Yeah, because they don't,
Yeah.
like, they can't speak proper words.
Yeah.
So they would just make noise when they
Yeah.
get very angry and heated at us. Like, all you just hear is just like noise, and then their hands are going. And I'm like, we don't understand what you're saying. We don't understand what you're saying. It was just,
She's saying the same thing back to you.
I'm like, I'm so dumb.
You're both saying the same.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nah,
Bro,
it
how
was just
I would
funny.
be mad offended if I'm getting cussed out in sign, bro.
Just slap the hand.
Yeah.
I'll be hurt, cussed out. Like,
It was just
remove the
funny.
bro, because proper because you really can't do anything. And
You can't.
You don't even know if they're like, it's just a possibility. You're probably saying some vile stuff
imagine?
right now, bro.
Can you imagine like you are deaf and you speak sign, or even maybe you're not deaf, but you're talking to someone in sign, but you're growing up in like stereotypical like Compton, and someone thinks you're throwing gang signs.
Oh no. Yeah, that's tough
And
out
it just
there.
goes sour the whole
That'd be
thing.
bad.
Probably mad realistic.
Probably has
Yeah,
happened,
bro.
right?
Yeah.
It's actually interesting. Like, it's so crazy when you strip away whatever differences you have with people, and if we talk in the sense of like physical differences, bro, there was this guy in my old church who, he was deaf, pretty much, not even hearing impaired. He had a hearing aid though, but I don't really think it was even like doing
For fashion.
that much. Man said for fashion. I hate this guy. But it wasn't doing that much. Pretty much, yeah. I would have conversations with this guy, bruv. If it came down to writing down, barely even writing. For some reason, he'll be showing me things, and like we could actually converse.
Yeah.
Like fully converse. But I FaceTimed the guy, or he FaceTimed me. We were like talking.
Yeah.
I'm like, how?
Yeah.
I couldn't. Like when I think back, I'm like, we've had so many conversations, but I'm talking. I'm never ever hearing a word back from you, but we're speaking right now. The FaceTime one still spins me like that. And we're having a convo. To be honest, maybe he was just there for the vibes, and maybe he never got one. I'm thinking we're talking on his, and he's like, yeah.
Damn.
But it's wild, bro. Yeah. Nah,
That would be
crazy.
sick. I would love to get a guest that has like a physical disability and just like talk about the frustrations of life.
It's a very
Because
different world.
You also don't realize like how much like they still experience life, but then it's like they feel like they're some feel like they're missing out on a lot. I'll never forget when we went to that funeral, and the guy who had passed away, his son had been in a motor accident, whatever, and it left him in a pretty like disabled position and stuff. And it's like he gets up to talk about his dad, and he has like basically no motor skills and stuff, and can barely like get words out. And it's like he starts crying, and I was like, bro, I've never cried like that at a funeral. Just watching this, it's like it was just like
Dude's about to cry
mad
right now,
emotion,
bro.
It was just like like far out. Like just, you have all these emotions, and it's like people assume you don't.
Yeah, easily.
But then it's like, even because it sounds weird, but it's like I think the Netherlands or something goes like, or obviously you're still human, and one of the services that's I think offered by government or something is like, sounds weird, but like sexual release for like those people, because you still have those urges and stuff.
So my Netherlands happening right here.
It's happening here too.
Happened to her.
It is, yeah.
Like it's one of those hard things for me, because like as a Christian, I'm like, it should only be in the context of marriage, but then as a human, I'm like, I get it. Like you still have those emotions and hormones and stuff, but it's like, it's like I would love to speak to someone about like that whole thing, you know, like
When I did a medical hackathon, when was it? 2 years ago, and they give us, so everyone gets given a different physical impairment that they have to, so like mine was audition, so in terms of like audible hearing impairments and stuff. Some people had visual impairments, all the whole range of them, and what you have to do is design. So it's like med students, engineering students, business students, like physics, all that. We're all together and trying to create something. Yeah, we definitely should have won. Anyways, everyone's there, whatever. And we're designing something. We get given the disability, and you start designing something, and we're going crazy, planning this, that. And then something like sparked in us, like, oh snap, let's actually go, because they had also people that with these disabilities, they're like, oh snap, let's go like talk to this. But no, ours was visual impairment, and we created something audible. That's what it was. Yeah, we had visual impairment. I'm like, oh snap, let's go actually talk to the person, and like find out what going on, bro. The way I tell you that point A to Z that we had got scrapped instantly, because we just did not see it from their perspective at all. Which everything that we thought was going to be beneficial and helpful, they're like, nah, man, like that's not what we want. That's really not what we want. And like a lot of these people can't even speak for themselves in terms of actually saying what they want. It's like that's tough to have other people dictate how you live, and like how dictate what they think is beneficial for you. For the most part, it is, you know what I mean? It does help out. But when you really break it down to what makes life and what you as an individual need, that you can't express that, it's crazy.
Yeah. That is insane.
Very, very crazy, man.
I don't know if you remember, Andy Mineo had a really like dope song a couple years ago, "Hear My Heart," and it was basically his sister is deaf, and so she like obviously girl speaking sign. And it's like he kind of like didn't want to associate with her too much because it wasn't cool and stuff. And then he ends up like years later like apologizing through his song. He goes like, what was it? Like, I thought like you were deaf, but the whole time I was blind. And it's like, so he did the whole music video in sign language, like
the mic,
so he doesn't actually rap the song. He just the whole thing was in sign. I was like,
what a great man,
pretty cool.
Bro.
That is dope. But it's like what Ryan said before, you know. They like, when you strip it down, we're all the same, you know, whether you have physical impairment or whatever it is. It's like we're all the same. Everyone should be heard. Like everyone should have, you know, the choice. So it's like, even in my work, you know, they get really excited when like you just come and you like just muck around with them, and if they do something you get angry at them, like they just love it because it's like you're actually treating us like you would treat everyone else, you know. So it's like, don't look down at people, don't write them off just because you know they're not the same as you. Like that's not how we should be living our life. But
It's actually so sad. Like imagine for yourself, what would make you so excited to hear just someone listen to you? Imagine being at that point. That's just like, oh my gosh.
Like literally just anything.
Anything, yeah.
It's like you're speaking to me.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh my gosh, you're listening to me.
Yeah.
Like to think of me having that reaction, they're human too.
Yep.
And they're having that reaction. That means that they've gone through
exactly
how long to get to that point where it's just like, someone actually listened to me, or someone actually wanted to talk to me, or someone actually wanted to try and understand what I'm going through, you know? That's insane. Because we take for granted so much that we're just like, everyone always listens to me.
And if no one listens to me, I'll just make a fuss about it.
Yeah.
And imagine getting mad at someone who no one ever really listens to them. Now making a fuss about it, and that's their constant.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know there was one time I went out with one of my clients and I got really angry at like the shopkeeper or whatever, because I walked in and we both walked in, and then she was automatically came to me, and I took a step back because I was like, my client's here to ask for something, and she just kept talking to me. She's like, she can speak on her own, you know, just because she's in a wheelchair like doesn't mean she can't speak. And she just kept trying to like communicate, and even though like, you know, my client was taking her time to speak, I'm like, just hold on, she's gonna tell you what she wants. But she just kept talking to me. I'm like, dude, just I'm obviously taking a step back for a reason, you know. It's like just sometimes be patient as well.
Yeah.
But some people
When you were talking about massive jump off, when you mentioned the Andy Mineo thing about Hear My Heart and like it was messaging the music and all that, right? Is there any music or any lines that or any content that you've released and you're like,
we don't know.
Oh, there's that element, yeah? Or even the ones that are currently out that sure you were at a point that you were ready to release it, but now you think back, maybe I didn't want that. Like maybe I didn't want that element in that.
I think I definitely have one song that it hasn't released yet.
Okay.
I'm working on an album at the moment. And there's like quite a few songs on it. And one of the songs on it, I'm still like, okay, I wrote this song back in 2019, and it's look, I've gone through literally every month since that day I wrote it of like, should I release it? Yeah, I'll release it. No, okay, maybe I don't. And then so it's like, ooh, like
just give it to me. I'll do it.
Leak.
Because if I release it, it's out.
Yeah.
Everyone's heard it. Everyone knows it. It's like you can't back off from
What
that.
are you
Once
afraid
it's
of?
out,
Crazy F-bombs all through this.
what are you afraid of? What kind of reaction do you not want to get by putting it out?
I don't know. Because like, okay, not to get too into the song.
Yeah.
But the song is basically, it's something that I experienced. Like it's something I did and I experienced it. And it's like, but it's not really me. You know, it's like, okay.
Hard drugs.
It's like, it's basically like a song about a See, it's like, is it a mistake that I made? Or is it just like,
that was my life decision?
Yeah.
at
It's
the
an
time?
experience.
Okay.
yeah. And so it's like also got to do with like relationships.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's pretty far in the past, and it's not that deep, but it did happen, and I wrote a song about it in the moment. Like I literally wrote it when it
was
happened,
happening.
and it just kept flowing and just kept coming out. And then like to be honest, the melody and the songs,
Smacks
I
you.
like it, but like the content of it is just really like, it's like, it's like if I release this, because
Everyone knows.
yeah,
It's
and
one of
then-
those where the melody is not going to feel on any other song either. Now. Like it's only belongs to this.
yeah, and because it's like it was a very short experience, but I experienced it, and so but the moment you release it, it's suddenly like that's you. It's like you release that song, you're saying that's your experience, you did that. It's like damn, I'm sorry, like I made a mistake. It was like a little thing, but now I mean it's like it's a little thing because to me it was very like it was a small thing, but the issue itself is it's a big issue.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if that was actually what I'm doing right now and how I'm living, that's a big issue. And because it's got to do with like relationships and stuff, it's like in the future when I'm in a relationship and they look back on that song, it's like, so tell me about that song. What happened there? It's like,
You're like,
yeah,
That
about
was
that.
that is tough.
Yeah, that's
you say
probably
everything
one
now today, you're pretty much comfortable with it having been out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
But then it's like, let's say in the future you get into a relationship with someone else. It's like you can't really drop that because then it sounds like then you're thinking about previous things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
Yes,
this actually
yes,
is
yes,
the
yes,
window
yes,
to
yes,
drop
yes.
it.
Yes.
Because like
Yes.
Lecrae had a really nice song. I really like Fire was called. Wish you the best, right? Basically he's like wishing this girl from his past the best, and I'm pretty sure feel like it was the girl that he talked into having an abortion of his child and all this kind of stuff when they were young. And it's like when I was listening to it, it was a very good song. Very emotional stuff, but I was like, I wonder how his wife feels, like, because he's saying like, I wish you the best,
Yeah.
wish you the love I couldn't give you, I wish you, like all this kind of stuff, right? And so I'm kind of like, surely his wife might feel some kind of way,
100%.
you know?
100%. I'm
But
sure.
can you detach? Like, do you ever detach yourself from the music that you make, or is it like you can't really do that when you're making music?
Like,
It's like-
if I'm talking talk about a different experience, like something I didn't experience.
I mean, like, because in that sense, it happened a long time ago. So it's like now I'm just telling a story. I'm not
Yeah,
really.
that's the thing. Yeah, because practically, Nora is onto a good point that if I want to release it,
the
I got to
windows
release it
now.
now
Yeah.
because
Bro, you drop it tonight.
Drop it with this episode.
But yeah, I don't know. It's very hard because, like, I think it also depends on the content. Like, if it is gonna affect your real life situation, and if it's with people and they just genuinely just like, I'd rather you not have that out, then it's like I won't, you know. But if
That's
it
tough.
is something that you can detach, like something that's like yeah, like let's say like On Guard, like that song's just all about like me waiting on God and getting frustrated at God. It's like, well, I can detach that because it's like that was the past. Like
Yeah.
I was super frustrated at God, but it's not affecting me
God.
now. Like it's not affecting
Yeah.
the present or the
Yeah.
the people around me or anything like that. It's like that's
true.
my past. That's what I experienced, you know? But if it's gonna affect the present from the past, then it's a bit yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, bro, imagine if you just were just toxic, like as a
bro,
human.
I would be,
Life one,
if
life
I was a musician, I'd be so spicy. I would name drop everything. I love it.
Everything.
I would go full Drake.
Bro, yeah, I was
He
telling
does
you
that,
today.
bro.
I was telling you today. Every single thing in relationship that Drake has ruined, is referenced in his music sneakily, bro. And it's backed up, like I was telling you today,
Yeah.
by interviews with the guys. You know what I mean? Like I was like,
Wow.
no, that did happen. This, but it's all in the music. Every little toxic thing the guy and petty thing the guy's done is there, man. And we're wrapping it up. Then I'm like, yo, imagine just being the toxic. Not angry. Angry is to be the angry person is no one likes you.
That's weird.
Toxicity
Yeah.
still attracts.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I'm saying?
emotional.
You're not volatile in that. But imagine just being that person.
Yeah.
And I remember I was listening to 90s Baby podcast and Temi on there. He's like, he's talking about his neighbor, yeah, and like he said, sometimes he wishes he's the bad neighbor, just the angry guy, just like toxic. And like there was a time where I think it was bread. He's driving and his neighbor has like extra bread. Like, hey, would you like it was early in the morning. He's on his way to work or something. Like, would you like some bread? Da, da, da. And obviously in his mind, he's like, man, what's this lady want? But in his head, he's like, oh no, like that's fine, thank you. Oh no, that's what he said to her. But he's like, imagine I was just this angry neighbor, and I just said, "F off, man! I don't want your effing bread, bro. What do you mean bothering me with this bread in the morning?" And kept it pushing, and you're unbothered. You know what I mean? As that toxic person, no one bothers you, bro. Like you just keep it pushing in life.
That's wild.
But that's
a wild way
very
to
wild
live.
to be that
Yeah.
person, man. Oh,
It
jeez,
is,
man.
It is.
Imagine just living, just be toxic, bro. It's wild,
It's
bro.
funny because it doesn't affect you that much.
when you're toxic.
But
yeah.
people think
That's what I'm
about it.
saying.
Yeah.
The people on the receiving end,
Yeah.
like it really bothers them
Hits
because they're
them
trying to. Yeah.
hard.
Bro, when you're toxic,
Yeah.
you're chilling.
Yeah,
bro.
you move on.
Yes,
You're like,
legit.
it's fine. Yeah.
Oh man, is there a balance? Is there any cover like you can take a bit of the traits, but you're a good person?
I was
It's
gonna
like
say
how?
this earlier when we were talking about like for like building your own thing in life. It's like in a respectful way. It's like at the end of the day, you have to be the main character in your story. you know? And it's like, but without, in back to this discussion, it's like, but without being the jerk, you know what I mean? So it's like, yes, I'm the main character.
It's not 40 laws of power
yeah, but it's like I don't step on people. I don't, demoralize people, all that kind of thing. But it's like at the same time, it's like my desire or my emotion has to come first. It's like, so if I don't want this bread, I'm not gonna pretend and take it. No, thank you. You know, but no, don't ever offer me bread again.
Oh man, Bruh, I remember there was a day where I was offered coffee, and I hate coffee, man. I hate it. And the guy gives it to me, and I'm like, okay, thank you. He's gone off, whatever, and I'm not drinking it. I see him come past and pick it up real quick. Cheers again. I'm like, I'm just punishing myself right now, bro, to please this person. I'm like, man, I should just
you could have said no.
Just denying it, bro. Yeah, just be at that. But the in me of like trying to be this nice person, whatever, took that thing. Bro, just be toxic. Hey, man, don't give me that. Nah, that's wild, bro.
Like two ends of the spectrum there.
Nah. There is a little balance, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, bro. What's popping there, man? And else crazy going on in Melbourne, in our city.
There's one thing, not our city, Sydney. Right?
Oh, nah. Oh, you.
We'll talk about. So I don't know if you guys saw. Obviously,
I was so scared to send the
how do you
screenshot to
mention
the
this?
chat.
Yeah, like so, like gang wars essentially might pop off, right? And so someone got
I said might.
someone got murdered in like the CBD, like some gang leader by a rival gang, all this kind of thing. Now, like, okay, that's neither here nor there. Like, I guess that's the
No, it's very there.
yeah. it's very there. Specifically 2000 codes. But the interesting thing to me was, I think earlier that week, the police had gone to his house, the victim in this case, and they were like, look, your life's in danger. Someone wants to, is putting a hit on you. Apparently, actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to say it. But then what in my head, I couldn't understand when I was reading this. I was like, wait, like the police just go to these people's houses?
Yeah, bro.
And tell them like, but it's like, because technically speaking, to civilians, all these guys involved in this lifestyle are the bad guy, right? So it's like, what are you doing rocking up to his house if you're not going to arrest him? You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's not like obviously, right? Like because of the lifestyle that they're living, it's like, they're not going to listen to you. And they're not going to be like, all right, fine, I'll come with you. Because that looks terrible.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, well, you're going there just to be like, all right, you got this many hours to live. And then leave? Like, at least arrest? I don't know.
It's one of those where like, because I mean, we'll talk about it. You mentioned it with the whole app thing, which is very, very interesting. We should probably talk about that too. But if they, you hear that sound in my mouth?
It's mouth of fire.
I just kissed the mic.
Yeah, bet. Like, bottom line, at least what I can see from that is like the police, they recognize the role is like, we actually have to protect everyone still. You know what I mean? Like, try to protect
that
everyone,
I understand.
You know?
That I understand. But it's like, ultimately, it's like, and so I get why they go, look, your life is in danger. You are still a member of our society, even though we don't agree with what you do. Yeah. But then it's like, at the same time, you've been on the wanted list for so many years. And now I'm just standing at your door.
So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
It's like, all right, toodles.
That's what I mean. Like, because of the connections and the networks, there's a bigger picture with a lot of these investigations, a lot of these things. There's
some things you need to let it play out.
And the sad thing is, you actually, some things you have to let it play out. Now that ties into what you mentioned today, which spun me.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys saw this. So like last week, some operation like Sting, whatever, finally took place, and basically they arrested 100 people involved in the underworld in one night.
Whoa!
And
they were on job,
and there was like another 200. Some they arrested overseas, like all this kind of stuff, right? And basically, what happened is like 4 years ago, the Australian Federal Police, along with the FBI and Europe's, I don't know, Interpol, whatever they're called, came up with this app together that was like a end-to-end encrypted, so that basically it's like there's like black market apps where you can talk and like none of the messages are saved and like no one can access them and all that kind of thing, right? And so they set up their own one because they're like, we need to infiltrate this system in Australia, right? Like the network. And this police officer went undercover and met with one of these guys and like started,
bear in mind 4 years ago,
working with him. Yeah, this is like 4 years ago, right? And then I'm guessing the way it worked is that this guy, like the undercover cop, went like, yo, we should use this app instead, right? And then over the 4 years, it's like all these guys started using this app, but it actually belongs to the AFP, right? And so they were saying like they seized like 4,000 kilos of narcotics, 21 murder plots, like just a crazy amount of everything. And I was like, bro, this is actually a movie.
Yeah.
Because it's such
legit.
a simple idea. And like, because this whole thing could have just failed if the guy went, no, I don't want to use that app.
Bro, you had all the coders in India were working overtime to help you develop this app.
Offshorians were moving crazy. But yeah, like, but it's like, it's so simple that it feels like a movie plot.
Yeah.
But I was like, the fact that it worked is
Insane.
like enticing. You know, like, I didn't want to say cool. It doesn't get
Enticing.
but yeah, it was just like, holy crap.
But what?
but the thing is like that they're like
had to let it play out.
4
years.
years, 21
4 years
murder
of
plots.
criminal activity.
Yeah.
They may have not just admitted that the 21 murders.
Yeah,
No,
legit.
no plots. No
They're just plots. We saw the plots.
We solved them.
You can't kill through the app. The app doesn't shoot.
Oh man, yeah, but like to have played out for like
Yeah.
4 years, bro. Okay, like Australia's very, very safe. Like
Super safe.
super, super safe. And I
God.
thank God so much. Every time I realize what people like, every time I hear the crazy things that happen, and I just realize where I'm at again, I'm like, bro, this is But we don't even know the the scene.
Yeah.
And the fact that a scene does exist,
Yeah, that's
I
true.
find crazy. And the fact that it even just exists in the world in general is
Yeah.
wild, man. Like all these movies that I watch of like criminal activity, underworld, and that like these Godfathers and all them kind of movies and that,
But you know, I've got somebody that like I'm pretty sure he was involved in that lifestyle. He would probably be down to jump on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Say so.
Yeah,
Say
he's got a good following as well, like
Yeah.
loyal as. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let's just
Wait, do we wanna-
wait,
Do we wanna-
to his social.
Do we want to
Yeah,
do
no,
that?
but I'm talking about like, yeah,
wanna
you said
get-
he's involved in that. Them
no,
things
no.
there,
You
like
wanna incriminate yourself?
TDP
I believe
affiliated
Yeah,
and that, you know what I'm
does that ever
saying?
end?
No, I don't know.
It doesn't end.
I don't think that ever ends.
He seems like a fun guy though.
I think you might have to do an offshore shoot or something.
Zoom episode.
Bro, trust that ain't disruption podcast that week, bro. But like, I'm like in these movies, this world is so crazy in the fact that people have goons. Yeah,
Yeah.
like these guys. Just think about the movies, all these criminal movies you've watched. Yeah, the good guys, the cops or whatever, are now breaking into the hideout, and there's just that one guy gets ready to shoot his gun. He's shot already. That goon that has a whole family that's been devoting his life to this one mob boss is just gone like that.
Yeah, legit.
Like
crazy.
people really have their allegiances to these people, but are expendable, so expendable. Like their first line of defense for all of these hideouts and like HQs, and just like that, they're done. I'm like, bro, it's so wild that people are ready to live their life like that, man.
I hate thinking about
These
it.
guys do- Yeah, it's crazy,
Like
bro.
the fact that there's like there could be secret societies, there could be
Yeah.
like people in the government that are like part of some
That are part of it,
society,
yeah.
and it's like I just don't want to think about it. You know what? Just
This
do your
secret
thing.
society
Do
stuff
your thing.
spins my head because like every part of me wants to not believe it, but I just do.
Yeah,
Like I just do. Have you heard of Bohemian Grove?
No, I don't
You
know
guys
what to-
need to read up on
Let
this.
me know
It's
about these
so,
things.
know.
It's so like just what the heck? But it's like this society of like rich as men in Hollywood and politics and maybe religion and all this kind of stuff. And it's like they go to these retreats and they're like it started in like the 50s or something. I'm pretty sure it's in like secluded like forest in Hollywood, but they're like allegedly like chant hymns, but it's hypersexual and like it's just all like but like hypersexual as in like they just bring a bunch of female prostitutes, but then some of the guys get it on and like it's just madness. Like you read it's like all these like theories and it's like people that like we all have heard of are part of it. You know, like Woody, what's his name?
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen. Yeah, which isn't surprising, bro. The guy married his adopted daughter.
Huh?
Yeah, that's who he's married to now. It's so weird.
It's very strange.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. Like I don't know how the guy is not cancelled. Probably because he's part of Bohemian Grove. Bro, there's a bullet's gonna come through the camera right now.
That's
I don't
also
know,
why I don't want to think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
It's
nah,
like
nah,
as soon as
nah.
I start thinking about it, it's like, bro, they're gonna come to me.
Like a FBI
And
agent just
the
looking
thing
on your
is,
phone.
They're so impressive.
Yeah.
Like they're to be able to do this.
It's so sick.
insane.
I want to be part
I
of
don't,
something.
but I want to respect them
Yeah.
so they don't kill me. Because if they kill me, no one's gonna know.
Find photos of
Bro,
it.
if you see me in a car crash, that is the secret society.
That's the SS.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, nah, it is very, very spicy.
But what I am wondering is, with that Sydney story, why did they release that?
that type of information.
Why would they
store-
expose that the police made the app? Just
Oh, you're
keep
talking about the app one.
Oh,
Yeah.
the app.
Oh, because they were like, this is the, end.
time
Like
is
this,
right.
the
That's the
time is
end?
to announce
thinking
that
the
we
same.
made all the arrests and everything.
But
It could have
now
the
the
potential of
underworld
it.
will not trust anyone.
Yeah.
And so they
True.
could have just done this, done on the down low, introduced a different strategy. Because now in the down, like underground, whatever, no one's gonna trust anything.
Nah.
Like they're gonna be like, oh, you got a new thing? Nah.
The craziest part is like there's just still so many people as well. Like you didn't get like not
Yeah.
everyone was on that app, fam. Some people still
Yeah.
sending pigeons, bro. Like you know
Bro,
what I
they
mean?
caught 1%.
Yeah, it's crazy out here in these
Bro,
worlds.
just check out this picture. I don't even know what's going on.
How are we gonna be able to see this? Do I have to insert this or what?
Insert picture.
What is this?
That's
Just
a
looks like
pic.
movies, bro.
The fact that cats be wearing like them like cloaks and
Yeah,
all
the
that, man. Like
hoods.
this, you can't write this. But movies aren't inspired from imagination. They were inspired from real life.
That's the question.
Absolutely.
Do you think movies came first or life came first?
Okay, but then also, how many
Life.
people have acted based on movies? Because
Yeah.
I realized, like, I don't know
Get
why
influenced.
it killed me. So this comment on it was like a really weird TikTok. Like, it's just like I didn't want to watch this. You know what I mean? It's just like this girl acting weird. Like thinks she's funny. It's not funny. Someone commented, "This was my 13th reason." Right? Like based on the show, right?
Oh yeah, it's like how much is that influenced?
Oh my
But then that's what I was thinking about. I was like, bro,
what a
we
dark
just ate
comment.
that up as a show, and then it's like,
Yeah.
I wonder who out there actually
Yeah.
went and
has
lived
done
that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it
Afterwards.
was
People
that
have,
wild because
yeah.
they had to start putting the trigger warnings,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it started going crazy.
like,
They had to
that
put
is-
trigger warnings and trigger warnings all
It's a
over
very
the show.
disgusting concept to introduce to people.
Yep, yep. Nah, definitely. It's
Damn.
that's what we were talking about before, like Queen of the South. Like
Moa came
Miles
through.
feeling different with the
Came through wearing mink, the Birkin, everything.
I never
With a
do it,
Birkin
but
bag on the ground.
bro,
60,000.
I love
on,
it.
60,000.
I just love it, you know. Just watching the
Yeah.
show just makes you feel powerful. Like I can do that. But
Wait, what's
obviously
it about?
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Give a bit of context.
So
Are you the only one here that watches it, right?
oh, you don't watch
I don't watch it. No.
No, I don't watch
I just
it.
know about everything.
Oh, okay. Well,
Look at
it's-
this, like my time to shine.
No, not really. It's similar to that. You know, they sell drugs, and it's just a whole lot of killing and more to the story. But it's drugs basically.
Is it a female empowerment movie series?
The main
It's called
the main
Queen of
character?
the-
She is a female. Yep, and she leads her own like pact. You know, she's the boss.
It's Spanish, right? Or South American? Like it's not in
I think
English.
it's American.
Is it in English?
It is in English.
Oh
It
shoot!
is. Yeah,
Wait,
it's
so
in
what's the
English.
one that wasn't in English?
That's some on
Money
the block.
Heist.
Money Heist.
Money Heist.
Oh, that's
I need to watch
amazing.
that too.
Money Heist
I
is
was so
amazing
off.
as well. If you haven't watched it, watch
They
it.
dragged
guys.
it, but it was good.
They dragged
I
it.
haven't
There's
watched
another
it.
season coming. Anyways, but I
They
think I was
definitely
saying back
dragged
to the Sydney story. It's funny how like people think they're getting away with it, but the cops are actually just building their case so that when they bust you,
Meddling
they
kids,
bust you
bro.
for something big, which is So all those people think they're getting away with it.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Someone's watching you, bro.
But I still feel like the
You sure you want to put that out? It sounds like you're gonna snitch.
I would never snitch. I'm too scared for that.
at the end of the day, the underworld is still winning.
Yes,
They caught how many
Absolutely.
people that did nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I don't want to discredit what they did.
Bro, someone in
Great
AFP
job.
listening
I
to
know, I'm
TDP
so
is like,
sorry.
come on, dog.
we made a whole
4 years. No, they did a great job. It's a start, but at the end of the day, the underworld's not stressed.
No,
They're not
they're not.
panicking. You know?
Yeah. Wait, so do the underworld people now come for the cops, or like, does that ever happen? Because it doesn't seem like it does. Like, if
Why-
you
why
bust
would
my
you, though?
brother,
It makes
I'm
more
gonna come
complications.
after you, or no?
but because you can't do that because that's literally like you are fighting the authority.
Yeah.
Like I remember one of the rappers was saying this. He's like, you can't be mad at cops because they're doing their
they're
job.
doing their
Like that's
job,
how the
yeah.
game works for the
Yeah.
when you're in that
it, yeah.
lifestyle, right? What you are mad at is like he's like even like civilians. Like it's like they technically are meant to call the cops.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
but if you're part of this lifestyle and call the cops,
Yeah, then you can't do that. Yeah, true.
Bruh, with this whole underworld thing, I remember I saw this post ages ago, and it was like, we really on Earth worried about credit scores, taxes, sick hours, and vacation time. I'm pretty sure God just wanted us to eat fruits, have children, and protect the planet. It's ghetto here now.
100%.
Like all this crime and all that stuff.
Actually,
too much.
Guys, we
Just
could have
too
really
much.
been chilling with these lions and tigers, man.
Yeah.
Eating paw and all.
Yeah.
Papaya, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wait.
Paw is still
It
a
is.
fruit,
It's
yeah.
another name
Yeah,
for it.
yeah,
It's another name
It's
for
another name.
papaya, I'm pretty
I'm not
sure.
crazy. Yeah.
I researched this.
I eating rock melon and all that, bro, and just feeding it to the brown bear over here.
Bro, it's
Bro,
stress.
Have have the greatest pickup line. You just mentioned Melon, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna do this one day. Like, if there is like a girl that I'm attracted to called Melanie, yeah, I'm gonna slide in the DMs, and I'm gonna send like list a bunch of emojis, letter A, B, C, D, E, F, yeah, and send like emojis of like watermelon, 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 watermelon. Which one's your favorite? Mine's Melanie.
Hold on. Let me just think. Let me think.
Melon E. Oh,
Let me try to fix
Melon E.
Like, which one's your favorite melon? Mine's Melanie.
I hope that works. I hope it works
my
for
goodness.
Bro, if it doesn't work, I'm out.
Wait, do you guys actually think pickup lines work?
you. No, I think they're just corny and lame. Like,
All right, Queen of the South.
I've never heard a good pickup line. That's why. Like, I've never heard a good one. Like a
Like,
solid
imagine
one.
you're at the store, yeah, you're like in the fresh food section, yeah, and like a guy's just holding a bunch of limes, yeah, and he just keeps dropping them. You keep helping him, and he's like, "Sorry, I'm bad at pick up limes."
But that's the thing, right? With pickup lines, they just end, and there's like, so by the way, how's your day?
Exactly. What do you do after?
Hold
It's like you have to be a level of silly to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I really want to spend my life with this person?
Exactly. It's like, what the fuck?
Nah.
Bro, the game is lovely, yeah. If, like that first ever
Interaction.
interaction.
I watched a video of this guy in New York like today. I feel like it's an old video, but it just popped up again. And he like goes up to this like it's not the waitress, it's the person standing outside the restaurant that's ready to seat people. And he goes up to her and he's like, "Oh, can I make a reservation?" She's like, "Yeah." He's like, "For two." And she's like, "Okay, what time?" He's like, "I don't know, when do you get off?"
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
she's like, "All right, cool."
Bro,
Like, got up
that's
at
nice.
4:30. He's like,
Lovely.
"I'll be here
That's
4:30." And
nice.
she's like, "All right."
That's
What a lovely
That is
interaction.
very,
bro.
yeah.
things like that. It's okay. Pickup lines and being slick with it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Because a
yeah.
pickup line is that corny. You're just trying to make a joke because you really don't know how else to segue this
How
thing.
much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. Hi, I'm Noor.
That's quite nice.
That is.
But you know what I mean? But slick with it is you spat game that way. With that whole reservation one. Bro, if I was a girl, I'm gassed.
Nah, you gotta hit them with the. Do you want to count?
so
you want to count
excited.
shoulders?
Oh, yo, one.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, lol.
Ow. Yeah.
But then what?
It's a bad position to be in as well.
Just side to side, bro. Oh,
Oh my
man.
gosh.
Yeah, nah. Hey, man, all the best for you guys, bro. Be slick with it, man.
Drop the song and then we can do this.
Yeah, man. Hey, what's coming out soon with you, though, bro? Like, what's the timeline? The album's a long way off, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Dave.
well, here's the thing, right?
Also, real quick, the fact that you do like the lyric videos, I only realize how people do them from when you made yours. Your lyric videos.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
how it's actually done. That was sick. Like doing things like
There's
that.
different ways of doing it.
Oh, but that
yeah,
way.
we
Yeah,
were talking
yeah.
about it. I definitely went a roundabout way because I see, like, I like to do things myself,
Yeah.
which is why I do like a lot of it myself.
Or just say you don't have the money to pay someone to do it.
Yeah,
Just like us.
Not yet, but
Yeah.
it's coming. Not yet, but it's coming.
nah, but I actually do enjoy it. Like because it's like it's like back to
You
the
feel like you own the whole art.
ownership
Yeah.
thing, you know. So it's like I'm building it for myself. This is what I do. I like
Yeah.
music. I'll do all of it. You know.
That's good.
But with the lyric video, like I don't know how to video it. I've had no experience, whatever. But I'm gonna do what I know. So what I did was just like take a picture of this word. All right, take a picture of the second word. All right, and then just put into the tuk 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 tuk, so it shows
Line
up on
them
the
up.
same time. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like. I feel like there's a lot of ways around doing
surely.
things, even if you don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, you figure out how to
Get
do it.
creative
It
with it.
definitely took me a lot longer than someone who's professional can do it,
Yeah.
but I did it, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I like how it turned out. With the other one, like the Stay lyric video, that was a complete different one. Like I hand wrote everything
Got
because
massive as
yeah, and I wrote it all on a tablecloth because
it was a tablecloth.
yeah, because I don't know how to video edit and make it like
Yeah.
this kind of thing.
Move and the
yeah,
font goes this way.
and I want it to like be moving, so I'm like, how do I do that? I'm just write it myself, you know. So it's like you
That's cool.
figure things out, like you just sort it out.
I think
And-
the cool thing as well, though, is like because you get to see yourself at a very early stage. Like when you reflect on all this in like 5 years, right? You get to see yourself at an early stage, and it's like, oh, this is what I was doing. This I thought this was cool, but like,
Yeah.
I don't like it. But I like that. That's what I thought was best at that
Yeah.
point. And then 2 years on from that, same thing, and then on and on. It's like, and then in this moment, it's like you feel like you're creating the best thing you have yet, and you're gonna look back at it in a year and be like,
Bitter.
I'm even better now.
yeah,
you know.
yeah, exactly. That's a
Aside
nice
from
thing.
that, because we were talking about like we just want to start creating things, you know, like a lot of like video stuff and like just, I don't know, having fun with it because we both, I guess, have that passion. Would you do a music video? Because we could just shoot that and like be creative with it.
So that's also the thing, all right?
Ooh.
I'm a bit shy.
Yeah.
It's like music videos are very personal.
It's all
like,
you.
Yeah, it's like I'm not
Yeah.
really an actor, and like I don't know, like I don't know if I'd say I'm camera shy, but like I don't like being dramatic.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'll be myself, but imagine me just like it doesn't work. It's like,
Yeah.
Bro, that's true because I never thought of it that way. It's like because I've always been like, oh, it's a performance, but it's actually
Yeah.
just acting.
Yeah.
Like, music video is
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah.
Like, and like, let's say it's a love song. It's like now you gotta have a love interest.
Yeah.
It's like, these guys really act like I would fall in love, bro. Like you can't tell me Neo mad video. He's not actually married to that woman.
What? Usher with the slide on the knees. Confessions, bro. What? You telling me I'm not? Yeah, babes, let's get out of here.
Yeah. That's a real relationship.
You're really going through it in the music video.
Yeah.
Man's invested.
You hold hands when they say cut. You know, okay. Let's review it.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Okay. Yeah.
So like music video, I don't know if it's for me. That's why like I stepped into the lyric video because my mum is like, you need to put some like the videos up like
Yeah.
to make it like you know because my mum doesn't use Spotify, doesn't use so she watches on YouTube. So
Yeah,
she
yeah.
sees the album cover and my music going on. And she's just like watching it. So she's like, I like make a
Lyrics
video,
or
like
something,
lyric video.
yeah.
I want to see lyrics or make a music video.
Yeah.
And so that's why I stepped into lyric videos. But yeah, music videos are different.
definitely
Unless
do one.
Unless I was directing it and just get
And
actors.
someone else.
Oh, yeah.
You guys do it. You guys do the acting.
that.
That's
But I would just be
potential
That would
here
be
to-
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, right? Like everything I do is like I'm so used to doing everything myself that it's like as soon as I bring other people in, I feel like a burden. Because it's like,
Because you're too controlling almost.
but at the same time, it's just like, hey, can you leave out a day free? And I need to get like 20 people, and I need to get a video editor.
Yeah.
I need to get, and if I'm like doing this as a hobby, I'm not paying myself, and
Yeah,
I'm not
so you're
paying,
not paying
people.
anyone else.
trying to
So it's
pay
like
others.
if I'm like trying to
Volunteering.
like I don't want to disrespect people's services either.
Yeah.
If someone like, for example, we have a good friend who does really good video editing and does videography and stuff. I'm not gonna just tell her to do it for free. Like, I would pay her,
Bro, I've
but
realized the best way to pay in those instances is a dinner
that is true.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Which we still need to do.
You still need to pay for that, though.
Oh, as he was saying this, I was like, yeah, we haven't got you back.
But a dinner
It's
is
crazy
the
because we're
way.
about to ask for another favor too.
Boy, pay off first.
Well,
But
okay.
yeah, like that's the thing. Like it's music videos are very resource heavy, and by resources I'm talking people
Yeah.
and time.
Yeah.
Like it's not an easy thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's why I stick to things I can do myself because I know I'm not burdening anyone.
Yeah.
And it's just like this is for me. I enjoy it, so
you.
I'm cool with doing it. But if I start bringing people in, it's like, yo, can you mix and master this one for me? Can you like play this for me? Can you? It's like I owe them something now. You
No,
know?
bro, trust. You tell them it's experience, and like honestly, like myself right now, it's like I'm doing some stuff on the side, and it's like this is stuff that people should technically pay a decent amount for. So if you're listening, it's because Daniel just kicked up the whole set. But it's like I'm doing it at a much lesser cost, right? Or basically no cost, right? Because it's like I'm like this actually adds to my portfolio.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Just
yeah.
play down that line. And
Yeah, that's true. Like, but I guess like for me, it's hard because it's like if they've developed,
Established,
yeah,
yeah,
they're
getting paid
established
already,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like this mates rates isn't
Yeah,
free
yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's a mates rates, but it's not. I'm supporting you, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah, it's hard, but I have definitely considered music videos, and it is very interactive. Like when I watch music videos, I love the music way more.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I
100%.
like
That's
this song,
true.
and I listen to
Yeah.
it by myself, and it's kind of trash. But yeah, like it is very interactive, but it's like not in my sphere of experience. So that's why I haven't tapped into it yet. But I had so many people tell me to do like music video for like On Guard, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. And it's like it's also hard because I kind of have a vision in whatever I create.
Yeah.
You know, like the music, I have a vision of what I want it to sound. I know what to do. With lyric video for like Little King, I knew what I wanted it to look like. I wanted it to look playful. I wanted to have like that, like the polar bear theme in it. I knew it had to be really bold and bright colors. But with a music video, I have no experience. Like,
Like
I
a
don't know.
story
what-
now that
Yeah,
have to
you
try
know,
and
because you
tell.
have to tell a story. You need to know what angle to take. You need to know what they're gonna do. Like, should you sit at the table and look sad, or should you be at the lake and look sad? You know,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of things to it. So like, I
There is.
respect the craft,
Yeah.
and
It's
like,
actually dope. Yeah.
yeah, like I don't think I could do it justice to like chuck out a music video.
You don't want to ruin the art as well.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to ruin
Yeah.
what you've created because you just wanted to do something.
Yeah.
Now you've put out something that doesn't actually fully convey the heart of why you know why you created that thing in the first
Yeah.
place
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's the hard thing about doing everything like yourself. It's like you get it to a stage and a standard that you're happy with.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's why it also takes me a long
bit
time to
longer.
release music
Yeah.
because one, I do everything, and then two, it's like a lot me. So it's a lot of personal criticism. It's like when you're the one playing guitar, when you're the one playing piano, I hear all the mistakes. So instead of like, if I got my, like, I do get my brother to play guitar for me a lot, but when he plays it,
Sounds great.
it's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then even if he plays piano or something for me, it's like, this is good. But as soon as I play it, it's like,
You know where
I could have
you-
changed that. I could
yeah.
have changed that, you know? Because it's like, I am like your biggest critic. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of thing.
But yeah, content's it's on the way in a while, yeah.
Yeah,
Take your
so
time with it.
timeline wise, look, it was meant to come out in November, September ish. So like, I wanted it like towards the end of the year,
Yeah.
because I released like singles, and so the two singles that I released, "Stay" and "Little King," are gonna be on that album,
Yeah.
and so it was kind of like a lead up to it. But the thing is, it started off as an EP of like 4 songs because I started writing these like straight after Soap. So I was like, oh, okay, I got another EP lined up. I'm like, this is cool. And then COVID hit. So a lot of the collaborations and stuff that I was going to do and like get people to record and stuff, that took a big pause. So I had a lot of time by myself, and now we have like 11 songs.
Oh wow.
So like the whole like album's going to be about like relationships. And so it was going to be like a relationships EP
Yeah.
of just like all these songs are like about different relationships I have. So for example, like Stay was like that. Stay was actually a very hypothetical situation of like, there were elements of it that was like, I have
Inspired,
experienced this and I have like this verse or this line was something that I went through. But then a lot of it was like putting myself in a different person's shoes and like being like, what if like, because a lot of Stay is like about like a breakup.
Yeah.
I've never gone through a breakup. It's like I put myself in those shoes, but I used points,
Elements kind of similar. Mm.
that inspired parts of it.
Yeah.
And so that's like that kind of relationship. Little King's like my relationship with God, of like how I always wanted to be like a little king to him, like, and that kind of thing. And so all the songs are like tapping into different relationships in my life. And so, yeah, and then I just kept writing and writing and writing, and now I have like too many songs and I don't want to cut them because I'm really happy with them.
Yeah.
11 is such a beautiful number for an album. I love
Yeah.
it so much.
Well, hopefully I don't write more. Yeah. So it adds more work to me and it kind of pushes the timeline down because I like pretty much all of them are written and like the chords and the like foundational instruments are there. It's just finishing it and like
Yeah.
putting it to a standard that I like because there's so much to a song. Like it's so hard to get to a spot of I'm happy and this is finished because like I said, I'm my biggest critic. Like even with Stay, it's such a simple acoustic song. All like, okay, this is the crazy thing, right? Like my friends and my family and stuff, they'll listen to it. They hear an acoustic guitar and a vocal. That's it. But they don't realize that there's like 40 layers of instruments that make this acoustic sound nice. You know, it's like, of course, you can just get an acoustic guitar and a vocalist. It'll still sound like the song,
It's not complete.
but it's not complete. It's not like that full sound. It's the little ear candies and it's the little like as a producer as well, I hear everything now.
right.
Like and I hear like some professional artists, and I'm like, yeah, they could have probably done this, they could probably have done that, but it's like whatever, you know, it's like they do them. But there's so much that you don't hear, but it's also there's a lot that you feel because of those stuff.
That's true. Wow, yeah.
Because if you just have like an acoustic guitar and vocal, I'm not like discrediting that. That can do a lot of things. That can be powerful. You can write a song just like that and release it. It'll be great, you know, if you got a great melody and everything. But there's a lot beneath it that you feel, but you don't hear.
No, it's very true. And even like me, because now I've started to, I don't know when the interest peaked with music, even for myself, but like when I listen to music as well now, I really, really hear different elements in it. And you're right, the little things, like every time I'm driving the car, I'm out, like something, that part just hits the certain whatever that they did, how the thing got louder here and dropped a little bit. I'm like, yo, and you're right, like those little elements there, if that wasn't there, that emotion that you feel is it's just not the same. But the words and the bass line is still there, you know what I mean? The melody is still the same, but you get rid of that and it does at that like depth. Like
and you also want to keep it interesting. Like if you're going to listen to a song quiet, you want it to sound different when it's loud. You want it to sound different when it's like medium.
True.
Because when you're listening to a quiet, the main thing you'll hear is the vocal, because the vocal is the lead thing. And so then you're hearing the vocal. The moment you put it like blasting, bro, some of these like songs on pop music and stuff that I hear, I'm like, that's a nice bass line that I never heard when I was listening to it soft. But if they like, they could have just like
Kept that.
not put a bass line like that in, and I still would have been fine if I was listening to it soft. Like I wouldn't have even heard the difference, you know. But then the moment they did that, it's like you feel a different song. Like you have a different experience the moment it's loud. It's not just the same song loud. It's
you're so right, bro.
Different experience.
So many times in my car, like I'll listen to something in like my earbuds or whatever, then I'm in my car, I'm like, what the heck?
it's a different experience.
Which song? Because you know how you can like re-upload music like on Spotify and like SoundCloud and stuff. Still under the same name and things like that, but you've like, at least with podcasts you can do that, you know what I mean, with the audio, whatever. Like you can upload it again, still the same name, like still the same whatever, but like I'm like, oh, maybe this is like a remix or like a new version that they've put out. No, it's the same song, fam. Like this is just the same song in a louder whatever different sound system, and that stuff is smacking different now.
It's like Apple Music. I don't know if you guys saw, they recently released some certain artists with the Atmos Dolby experience.
Yeah.
I haven't heard
That's
it yet,
crazy.
But apparently it's insane. Like it's a different experience.
On my phone,
The
it
most
has
recent Dolby thing, the ear thing.
It's the one that it's around.
Did you watch the
Yeah.
video?
I haven't
Have you seen it?
I've done it on my phone. I did it. It's wild, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Bruv, it literally is an experience. Everything is around you, bro.
Have you seen the way they record it? You guys need to find this YouTube video. Basically, it's like it's this. The reception to the recording is inside a head-shaped thing.
Oh, so that
and
it actually-
and
yeah,
it has
yeah, yeah,
ears,
yeah.
That's
so
sick.
it follows the curves of like the
That's
average
sick.
human ear or
Yeah.
something. And so that's how it makes so much sense. But it's like directional,
Yeah.
right? And so it's like if I'm listening, if Ryan's talking here, it makes sense. But if I face him,
His sounds
if
different.
I face him, now
Yeah.
you hear it like as if it's
Bro,
yeah.
the
That's
way
crazy.
sound moves and how you can actually put
Yeah.
that into a song is wild. Like that whole, like even just the left and right, how people do that, and like the song travels, like you listen to a song that travels across your ears or your head. Matter of fact, travels across your head.
Yeah.
It's like, how the heck did you put that into a digital thing? And like it moved across my head.
I never forget that. There's one rap song that starts like, let's just say it goes do 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 right at the start. The first time I heard it was out loud, so I didn't catch it. Then I heard it in my heads.
Exactly.
My heads.
I forgot the word. And, it's like,
AirPods?
and it was like do right, like ear to ear, and I was like, ooh, trance. Where am I?
Trippy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when I'm making music, I gotta think about people who are gonna listen to it on the iPhone.
Yeah, you got to do the
laptop,
sound tests,
on the earphones, on the headphones, even they're different. You
Yeah.
know, like headphones have more bass, so they're gonna hear different things, and so that's why I like. It's called panning, right?
Yeah.
Panning is like left and right. You have to spread out your sound because if you put on a laptop or like a cheap laptop or like an iPhone, like maybe not the newest iPhone, they're getting pretty good, but like a standard phone, it's just coming out. And like your stereo width, like if you got some stuff left and right, you're not really going to hear it with an iPhone.
Quite, limited.
Yeah. But then as soon as you chuck on earphones or AirPods or whatever, you definitely hear the left and
Yeah.
rights, you know? So you got to like take in consideration
do that.
everything. And so like that's why it's hard, because I don't want to release a song that's going to sound good on headphones only.
Yeah.
And the hardest part, honestly, is making something sound good on an iPhone, because you got to consider there's going to be a lot less bass in there. There's going to be a lot less width in there, and there's going to be a lot less volume in general in there. And it's just going to sound like a chunk, like a block of sound just coming at you, you know?
Everything at once.
Yeah. And so you got to really take in consideration bad speakers, because not everyone has good speakers. Not everyone has studio monitors like myself. Not everyone has a car with a nice sound system. Maybe they're going through a Bluetooth transmitter, so they're losing some quality.
already, yeah.
So you need to like consider a lot of things to make sure it's interesting to everyone. And that's a hard thing that like, yeah.
I'll never forget what killed me, man. At night, it was like, I don't know, like 1 a.m. or whatever. And I think I got home, or I was taking out the bin, something. I was just outside the front of my house, and I see my neighbor like run to his car real quick, plays music, and I'm hearing it blasting, and then he just pauses it, runs back out, like goes back inside, locks his car. I'm like, sound test.
Yeah, definitely a music producer. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, me and my friend who like, I have a friend who I produce with. So like I bring him songs, and I'm like, what do you hear? Because I'm like, I hear a complete song, and I'm done. But what do you hear? And he's like, oh, I hear like a synth line here. I'm like, sweet, let's add it, you know?
Yeah,
Because
true.
fresh ears and all that.
Yeah.
But bro, the sound checks, we're going to every speaker in the house. We're going to different phones. We're taking like earphones. We're going to this car, and it's like, oh my! But it's such a fun feeling, because like that's one towards the end of the song.
Yeah.
And like
now it's like
you're
just,
mixing it, and it's like, all right, let's go to the car, let's test it out. It's like, far out. This is shit. It's like you get to the
Gotta add
car,
something.
you walk all the way there, you turn the car on, you connect it up, you play the song, and then it's just like, oh, okay, the bass is a bit too loud. Let's go back. And then
Come back
you
out.
change it, you go to a different speaker, it's not loud enough. It's like, far out.
Oh,
So it's
man.
like you got to like find a balance, but there's also ways like it's not just mixing is not just volume up and down. It's like EQing and like compressing and like all that kind of thing. Because like if you EQ the bass in a way that you can hear it on an iPhone, but it also pops on a big bass speaker,
God level, bro.
you've got it.
You've
you know,
killed it. How did
and
you
that's
do
the
that?
hard
Yeah.
spot, because it's like, how do you have a bass in like the 80 frequency, but also the 500 frequency? You know,
Man, I'm like, what?
it's like this
That
is
is
a
words.
sound spectrum. You know, so it's like to have that. It's not as simple as just like chuck that up, chuck the bass up. You know, because it's very hard.
Hey, props to these producers.
Cool. Yeah,
bro.
yeah, for sure.
legit.
Man, I've tried to definitely
Such an art.
whenever our audio has been butchered or whatever, and I'm out here trying to mess around with the hertz and all that, bro. It sound like we're underwater speaking through a potato, bro. It's madness, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, let's skate out though,
Yeah,
for
what
sure,
the
man.
heck
We all
is-
got work in the morning
Yeah.
or whatever. Are you
Yeah.
free now?
No, I
Work,
just
yeah?
have work.
Yeah, so
I
sorry.
definitely have work.
Yeah. Thank you for joining
Hey,
us
man.
for another episode.
Well, where can they find you?
Yes, sir.
Socials.
Spotify, Apple Music, you can YouTube, Amazon Play, all the streaming platforms. You can type in RCW, and if I'm not big enough and it doesn't come up, you can search.
It's right here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so before we wap it up, shout out to my guy, Pim the OP. He also put out something
yes.
recently. It's
I
called
heard
Spire. It was very, very nice project, man. Very nice end to end. So check that out as well, man. So
Sick.
yeah, bro.
Beautiful. All right, thank you for joining us for another episode. Episode 100 coming very soon. Something special in between it. It's happening. It has to happen.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And that's it, man. Take care. Stay safe. We'll catch you on the 100th.
Yes, sir. Latest.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Kept it in all that time, bro.